The bed, can't
Shit,
you? I tell
you
what.
make it like
Really, that counts as shitting the bed?
all I have to do is
Kinda.
click a button. It's not that difficult.
You haven't pushed that button yet, Chinny?
Yeah,
You
Chinny,
really
what the
shit
fuck?
bed.
Yeah, we should be live now anyway. So
Shit the bed.
I'm gonna keep refreshing it until it's live.
it's
and then I'll let
live.
you know
It's
when.
live.
It's live. I can see
Hey, look,
it.
we're live.
We are live.
It's live. I should get that. Oh man, I had an audio clip I want. It's too late now because
Too
we're ready
late.
to rock.
Do it.
Okay, we're doing this.
Doing
Okay.
it.
Let's go.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Let's start the motherfucking show.
Zip it about.
Juju, Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week.
Do not give these guys things that make sounds.
Stew story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors. Good job! Gamers. It's the Battle Gamers. Good job! Yeah, boy.
Welcome, please, enormous genitals.
That console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
I'm a potato.
Hello and welcome to episode 734 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
7:34, baby. We're gonna have a week with no technical hiccups. What?
Jesus Christ.
I'm Duke.
I'm Stu and my ears hurt.
And I'm Chinny.
Yeah,
We are not
you
military veterans, people. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
That's
you see.
right. And we stream live on YouTube and Twitch. But you know,
And if you're only listening, you're not getting the full picture, man.
I've never said this before, but we're also available on clips of us are available on TikTok.
Tickety
Oh,
top.
I don't have a theme
Tickety-tock.
for that.
No,
Do you also post those little clips on Threads?
no, but I put them on Instagram.
Well, Threads is owned by Instagram, so
Yeah.
that's close enough. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, we don't have a TikTok sound effect.
What's
but-
up, people?
Hey.
How's the week?
All right. Yeah. Feels like a long week. I just said to you, Eric, Eric, that it feels like ages since we've done this podcast. I don't know why. It just feels
does it?
like
It's only
You got
a week.
baby and it's
I know, but
elongated.
it feels like I haven't done this for like 3 weeks or something. It's really strange. I don't know why. Who knows? Who knows?
Temporal sense. What is time even?
What is time?
Well,
Convention of
what
man.
Time.
It's been a year since I was on the show because I had a birthday.
My favorite time. It's story time.
Story time.
Here at the Fun Zone, we live by one rule. When it's your birthday, you're always cool.
I don't really give a smooth fart about birthdays myself. I'm
No.
like,
You
every day is a gift.
don't.
I made it around the sun again. Who cares? But here's the thing. Little story for you. Every year, I take some students to this writing festival at Whitewater near us. Okay, there's a university called Whitewater. Okay, one year there was a poetry workshop that I was going to attend because one of my students had a poem in this workshop, and nobody showed up to lead the workshop. So after a couple of minutes, people were like, I guess it's not going to be a workshop, and I said, "Fuck that! I do poetry. I can lead a workshop." Didn't actually say fuck that, but that's the gist of it, right? So I led the workshop. Everything was groovy. The students were like, "This is awesome. Good at poetry teaching." So the organizers of the festival said, "Oi, Duke, check it, fam. We done heard that you done did a great job on that there poetry thing. You want to come back next year and do more workshops?" Oh, I was
Homie.
like, well, shit, yeah. And they said, "Here's some cash, bruv,
Oh.
for your troubles." Yeah.
So you're
They
getting
just, like,
you're
made it rain
getting
on me a little.
mad peas for that.
So
Mad
every
peas.
time I do this field trip, I do it for the shouties. Like, I'm just doing it
Yeah.
for the kids.
You're doing it.
But-
you're doing it for the mandem.
Yeah. But for along the way, the organizers are like, "Oi, fam, you got to do another workshop, right?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't not do one."
Hit
So
me
I'm
up.
like,
Hit me up,
yeah,
bruv.
Let's roll.
Mm.
Do this.
Yo.
So this year, I made a couple of Bucky Bucks, and I was like, "You know what?
Bucky
I'm gonna
Buck.
treat myself."
I don't think anybody on Top Boy has ever said Bucky Bucks.
We're gonna make some bucky
I'm not
bucks.
just using y'all's slang. I'm using my slang and
Yeah.
your slang and
Bucky
whatever.
bucks.
Is that what they say in Wisconsin?
I'm not answering
Oh,
questions
bucks.
about blue characters. We'll get to
But
that later.
Eric,
Mark.
by the way, I'm just going to pause you. I think your noise gate is just a little bit too high because sometimes you fade off. So just whatever you did, do the opposite a little bit.
Turning it down.
A little bit.
Okay, how's that?
We'll
that
see.
better?
But yeah,
Talking?
we'll
Okay,
tweak it
we'll
up.
see.
We'll
Carry
roll-
on.
we'll
Carry
roll
on.
with it.
Okay,
Carry on.
right. Just want to make sure my mic's not too loud either because I turned that up a little bit, but I assume
Sure.
you'll tell me if it is.
You sound
Okay,
great.
so
Sound
I got some
perfect.
Bucky Bucks, right? I got some cash, some
Cash,
pounds,
paper.
chips.
Some
Paper.
readies. You
Cheddar.
got some readies.
Or as they
Exactly.
say around my
Readies,
way,
really?
some chonga diddy wong da da wong bum bunga.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a great slang word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hi, Duchess. She's gesturing at something. I don't know. What are there, deer in the yard or something?
I don't know.
Podcast, go away. Anyway, so here's the thing. I got some Bucky Bucks, and I was like, you know what? I'm finna treat myself. When do I buy things for myself? Never. That's when. So before, when did I don't remember when I actually bought these, but it was a while ago. I didn't expect them to show up as a birthday present. I was just like, I'm spending the money I made teaching people how to write. Did
Right.
arrive the day before my birthday. Oh,
Oh,
baby.
what is it?
Oh, baby. Well, can you recognize what you're looking at first?
Skyrim?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's the Wall of Alduin. But
It's
what
like, so
is
for
it?
the audio
That's the
listeners, it's like a
question.
big sort of cereal box looking
Skyrim
Skyrim
box.
thing.
But
Oh,
it's the Wall of Alduin.
it's like folds out into a poster or something?
Here's what it is.
Oh.
It's the Skyrim Library, the Histories, Manmur and Beast, the Arcane, 3 volumes. You know, there's these books you can pick up in the game, right? Bethesda was
Right.
like, you know what? I'll bet
Let's
if we
cash. Let's
collected,
cash in. Let's cash in on that.
let's cash. I bet some nerds would buy these books if we sold them as books, and we sure would. And I sure did.
Nice.
Good.
Look
you
at
did.
these illustrations. They're gorgeous. They got
Yeah.
maps of Skyrim in the front and the back. Oh, it's so sick, dude. They're gorgeous. They're magnificent. I got
They do. I'll be
Skyrim.
honest,
Cool. Oh,
right?
it's good.
They do look quite quality. They do look.
They
good
do.
Quality,
They
yeah.
are.
Good quality, yeah.
It's
They do.
funny on the back. Here's the crazy part, right? This was sealed
Oh,
in
here
plastic
we go.
when I
Something
got it, right?
crazy coming.
Oh wait, I threw it away. There's a little, piece of paper in here with like suggested retail price, right?
Yeah.
Suggested retail price is like $110.
What?
I paid $70 for this. How they got one wrapped in plastic, retail for $110. They sold it to me for $70. I got it on like, I think it was eBay or something.
Oh, you
And
got a
like, it's the
bargain.
real deal.
Bargain.
I guess I did. I don't know how because it's not any kind of knockoff. So anyway, yeah, I got the Skyrim books.
They look good.
Really, I should have played the What You've Been Reading.
Can
thing,
you
yeah.
Can you give me like a page flip on camera?
Yeah. Yeah.
What you mean to flip through them?
Yeah, just flip through them a little bit. They look good. They got maps on and drawings and
yes.
things. Yeah,
Drawings, beautiful.
Illustrations. Illustrations.
Check that out.
there's quality there. There's
Beautiful
quality.
Oh, look at
There
that.
is. There's like nice coloring on the pages and all sorts of things. Ooh.
Okay,
Someone's-
the pages are stroking the microphone like
Yeah,
some
they are. Look at it,
ASMR
it's
bollocks.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's heavy breathing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the thing I bought. Some books.
Yeah, oh, there's plenty of text in there.
Yes.
That'll keep you nerdy for a while, won't it? Look at all that.
Exactly.
Data, all that.
Yes.
He wants to read
And it's funny because
stuff.
I brought them into school to show off. And I always do this thing to see if my students are paying attention. Because, like I said, I don't really care about birthdays, but I do like making sure my students are paying attention. So every day I have a slide with the literary birthday for that day. So I think earlier in January, I think the first one I have in January, maybe the second is J.R.R. Tolkien's birthday. And then, there's different people born on different days who have written books. And I slip a slide of me in there, and then I just skip past it pretty quickly. So it's like, whose birthday is that? And then the 25th, which is my birthday, is also the birthday of Virginia Woolf, who is an awesome writer. She wrote the essay, A Room of One's Own, talking about how women need a room of their own to write in. But on The Simpsons, Marge is like, I say when Virginia Woolf said that a woman needs a room of her own, she must have been talking about the kitchen.
Wow.
Wow.
So anyway, I skip past the slide with my picture and get right to Virginia Woolf, and I'm like, I'm waiting for a student to go, wait a minute, was that you, Mr. P, on the screen? A couple of classes they didn't even catch it, and I'm just like, hello, y'all paying attention? And they're like, catch what?
Probably not. Probably not. They're probably too busy looking at the phones. rather
You
than-
They are
assume-
looking at their phones.
You assume too much of these kids.
Yeah, you do.
I assume that in a room of 30 people, one person will be looking at my fucking screen that
Again,
I'm trying to tell them
again,
about literary birthday.
Again,
Again,
you're
wow, too
assuming
much.
too much.
Too much.
That's a lot to ask, I know. But...
I'm
Way too much. to
I'm
ask.
38 and I would barely look up. You know.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but you would. No, you would. That's not true. You would totally.
That's totally
look up,
true.
'cause you know
If I
I'm
was there-
interesting, and
if-
especially
If I was there day in day out, Duke, I don't know if I can guarantee it. To be honest, you know.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't look up at all.
You know,
No,
what, if I
because
was there
here's
as
the
a
thing.
guest
No,
and
no,
I
no,
would
that's
look.
not true. Okay, wait. Let's do a role play. Okay, you're a student. I'm teacher. Ready?
Okay.
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 Why did you give me
Monday
bad
morning,
marks?
first hour.
I'm tired. Why did you give me bad marks? I hate you. Why can't you let me take my
We can
trainers
talk
off?
about that later.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Chan, I'm glad you're curious to talk
Can I
about
take
it.
my
That's really
sneakers off in
interesting,
class,
people.
please?
I'd rather you didn't, please. But here's the question, though. We had a weekend, right? Like, what's something y'all did over your weekend?
I did some gardening.
See, that shows that you're not a high school student, because here's the answer from my high school student.
I worked.
Yeah.
What about that?
Nope, here's the answer from my high school students. Ready?
Nothing.
Like nothing. They don't say anything. They don't respond. It's just like, what the fuck? And then like later on, they'll be like, "Oh, Mr. P, did you play this game that came out? Did you play Pal World?" I'm like, I asked you what you did on the weekend. Why didn't you say you played Pal World? We could have talked about it at the start of class. God.
Damn
So
it.
you having something to say, that's all I'm asking for. Anything.
Yeah.
Just some sort of like active involvement in
Yeah,
the
Your
like
problem-
you're making a
Anything,
community in this
anything.
room,
Your
something.
problem with me in your class would be to shut me up, I suppose.
Yeah,
That would
Well,
be the-
well, good luck, because see, no one's louder than me in my room.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah. I'll give it a good go.
Yeah, I would too, to be fair.
No, you would give it a
But
bloody
that's,
good
I
go, wouldn't you?
appreciate
I
that.
bloody
I
would.
love that, because if no one else is talking, I'm gonna talk. I don't want to. I'm not just gonna waste your time and just sit here and.
I know we know
So-
that you would talk if no one's talking because we've done this
Dude, I don't know
podcast
if
for
you
like
really
15
know
years.
This about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have
Anyway,
that trait.
that's my story. I got the Skyrim books, and a lot of people giving nice, thoughtful, happy birthday stuff. I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't really care, but it's nice to hear from people. So thank you
Lovely.
all. Yes, and cheers to
Yeah.
Antonio for donating a little something to Tap Hole, which is an Indonesian human rights organization in the UK.
Well, have I got a story for you?
Ooh, do tell.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So,
Rubbing my hands in anticipation.
so, Ju, you know how you had issues with your PC the other week?
I did, but not this week.
Well, not this week. Well, this week I had some fucking weird issues with my PC this
Oh
morning.
no, that's
just
so
today,
frustrating.
just today.
I'm sorry to hear.
But it's fixed, but I didn't do anything, so not sure how it's
Okay,
fixed.
well then let's
Don't know
let's
what
just
it
keep
was.
it moving then.
Well, here's what it was, right? It's just fucking weirdest issue ever. So I was doing a bit of mixing this afternoon, and I went in to check my audio settings in the settings, and I could click into them, but as soon as I tried to click on the expand into like a certain section in the like device manager or whatever,
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. It was just doing this
Aw,
weird
Jesus
scroll,
Christ.
like highlighting all the other things, scrolling up on its own every time I
Oh,
clicked it. Right?
that's
So
the
I'm like,
worst.
what the hell is that? Right? You can't even search that as a follow. How the hell do you search? Mouse is clicking normally, but when you try and click on the sub menu, it doesn't do it. When I tried to turn the PC off, it wouldn't highlight. When you click on like the shutdown thing, didn't get anything. It wouldn't bring up the menu. I had to right click on it to shut it down. So fucking weird. So I restarted it about 3 times. I tried a different mouse. I was unplugging and plugging shit in, unplugged the keyboard because like something pressing on the keyboard that's doing it. Did all sorts of shit. Nothing fixed it. So we went out for a walk, and I thought, well, when I get home, I'm going to have a real good go and figure this shit out. It was working all right. Apart from that, it just made no sense. Gets home, turns it on. Perfect, fine, nothing. So fuck knows what was causing that problem. I don't
It's
know.
the gremlins.
It's just weird. It was just frigging weird. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's not like the mouse wasn't working at all. It was working normally on nearly everything apart from sub-menus in the settings. It's just weird. Totally weird.
In the chat that we've got, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, but Nahum Brown.
Nahum Brown.
Okay.
He said that he joined our Patreon. He's elite Patreon. I've just checked, and it is true. He has done that. He's joined us,
Aww.
about
You know,
3
isn't it
3
weird?
days ago. So, and also Seth McNitt has also joined our Patreon.
Aw.
Sweet. And for the rest of y'all,
Yeah, give us
Yeah.
some money. Do you know what's weird, right?
Thanks
It's
so much.
like how long has Niam?
Sorry, Niam. from
It's
Northern.
probably is. I'm guessing he's possibly Irish. It's
I
like an
thought
Irish
Irish,
name.
actually. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought Irish. Niam.
And it'll be
Yeah.
it'll
Oh,
not be
Japanese.
pronounced anything like it's spelled. as
No,
we know.
he's actually he's from Bilston in in the
Yes.
Black Country or something.
But how long has he been listening for? Because we've never heard of this person.
Dunno.
Yeah, like because sometimes people listen and we never hear from them, and it's really
Yeah.
cool when someone does. You know,
Yeah.
I'm always chuffed when we hear from someone. new.
I absolutely. I want to know, how did you find us? I also want to know how long. Why did it take you so long? What the hell have you been doing instead of
say
getting in touch
hello.
with us?
Yeah, say hello. What's the matter?
Slacker bum.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
I've just got a
wait.
notification and he's unsubscribed.
Unsubscribed. I can't blame him.
Yeah.
I think I would too. I think I would.
Well, what
too.
did he think we were gonna say? Okay, you giving me a donation.
Well, I
wait,
did,
we
and then
should say
you
that.
ruined it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We're
You should have a
grateful.
graphic that like shows up with confetti on the screen.
I
That's what
should.
the professional
Yeah, I should.
streamers
Yeah.
do.
Well, yeah.
Big shout outs, thanks, Nim. We appreciate
Do
you.
you know
Pom,
what?
pom,
Though?
pom.
Everybody else like and subscribe.
Yeah.
You know what though? We can't help that Duke's a schmuck. That's a problem. Duke
Yeah, I
is
know,
a
right? I am a schmuck. That's what you
You're a
get, man. I
schmuck.
don't change my ways just for people who give cash. That would make me a sellout.
So
And I'm not
Chinny
a
and
sellout.
I, Chinny
Oh
and I,
yeah,
are
we're sellouts.
grateful.
Yeah, we're sellouts.
Yeah. They're
But
grateful.
Duke is a
I'm-
schmuck.
I'm hateful. Y'all are grateful. I'm hateful.
If somebody,
So I'm-
I know we
I'm
always
very
said that we'd
sorry.
never advertise on this show, and we're just supported by Patreons. Not that we need much support, but
It's not
if
very-
somebody came to us like Hello Fresh and was like, "Here's 10 grand," we'd be like, "Fucking yes,
Give us some
absolutely."
money.
Oh, I love Hello Fresh.
The only reason we say that we're not sellouts,
food.
the only reason we say that we're not sellouts is because no one will fucking sell to us.
Do you
Well,
remember?
exactly. That's what Patton Oswalt said. The only reason he said I can't cry and sell out all the time is because
Yeah,
I wasn't
exactly.
selling anything people were buying.
Yeah.
But do you remember at one time every podcast was sponsored by Audible? Do you remember this?
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
single
Yeah.
bloody
Yeah.
show you turned on was like, this show comes to you via Audible.com.
Yeah.
And now everyone's saying that Audible is going to go out of business because of AI soon.
Rent your books. Mind you, Spotify's sort of getting in there, isn't it, with Audible?
They are.
audio,
Well, they've invested a lot into the audio.
I was
going to
say audible books. That's definitely not a word, audible, is it?
No, it's not.
With audio books, because I just mixed the two words together. Anyway, audio
Sorry,
books.
people.
Yeah.
We will talk about video games.
We know
soon
what
at
you
some
did,
point.
Stu.
I'm
It
sure
was
that's
pretty
what you
clear
I
what you
know,
did.
I
You didn't
know.
have to explain
I'm
it
old.
He has to
further.
stop and
What you
explain
did.
and
We
dig
understand
in front of himself.
the
The
problem.
self-deprecation impulse is a good one because otherwise people are just clumping around, making mistakes, and not owning them.
Exactly.
At
And
least Stu owns his mistakes.
we established I am 51. Anyway,
it's time to
here's
talk
the
about
thing.
video games.
No,
Where
no,
are you
no. I was going
going?
to say.
Oh, for God's sake! What?
No, I was just going to say, all I'm saying is because not everybody may know this, but with normal Spotify subscription now, you get 15 hours a month of audible audio books, not audible books, because that's a different thing altogether.
Dude, okay, once is cute. Two,
Dude,
stop.
I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened again. That's all.
I
Just
hate
say
this.
it and then keep. Okay, so you get 15 hours of audiobooks on Spotify.
That
now.
took
You
so
did.
long to say.
Okay.
I know.
Stu.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Like,
sorry.
Can
you
I
spent
move on now? Are we
you
ready
spent
to move on?
4 minutes saying
We're not
Spotify.
spending any more time complaining about how much
so
time.
sorry.
you
I have
took.
I have a
Make it
story.
all
I have a
for the day.
story.
Where are you going?
I have a
God,
story.
Tell your
Yeah, but
story
I'm
then.
finished.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
shut
it's
up,
okay
dude.
when Duke's told his
Oh,
story.
yeah, do tell his story about his frigging books.
I
from
was trying to get
Skyrim.
Stu to move on, but he needs to talk about
Mr.
Spotify
Mr. I'm a
and
Buddhist.
audible books.
Mr. I'm a
Oh, wait,
Buddhist.
that's
I don't
that's not
celebrate.
audible books.
I don't celebrate my birthday until I fucking do. Shut
And
up.
then I tell everyone about
Right,
Where
what
did
anyway.
y'all get me then?
Fuck all. Right. So
we gave you lots of love.
I'll get you something when you're 50. Just shut up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
right.
don't want
So,
anything. Gibson, shove 'em.
so I'm at war
What?
What? With whom?
With who?
with what?
With what?
I was gonna
Lady.
say you-
In America, you call them ladybugs, but ladybirds.
Oh shit!
Fucking hell.
They're so
No.
cute.
Oh yeah,
Why do you have a
they're so
problem with
cute
ladybirds?
until there's fucking
They're
10
cute.
a day in your living room. 10 a day.
Nice.
Well, that's not fun.
And they're fucking
Why
awful.
don't you close your windows?
They're closed, Duke. I didn't think of that.
Really?
So
Where are they
thank you.
coming from?
Oh, Duke, you know what? I never thought of that.
I'm the first person to ever encounter this.
They can
Alright.
I
bite you
got
as
some
well.
questions I
Ladybirds
can
can
help
bite
you.
you.
Yeah.
You know, they do
That's
bite.
just frustrating though. So they're coming in somewhere. and you don't know
Maybe
where,
maybe
and
they're
you just
coming
find
from the
10 a day.
gaping hole in the wall that I forgot to plug up. What do you?
Well,
I
you should
don't
plug it
know.
up, though.
I don't
Yeah,
know where they're
yeah,
coming
there's no
from.
window. He has no
That is
window
very
in his living
frustrating.
room. That's
I'm
the
sorry.
truth.
Right,
that,
and
yes.
look, it's what look. I never ladybirds never bothered me before. I don't know. It's a shit. It's a
Well,
ladybird.
can't
But
hurt
when
you.
I pulled back the curtain and there was a fucking it looked like the House of Commons there. They was all having a fucking meeting, right? They were all just like, "Well, we invade the humans tomorrow, okay? Yeah, I swear we're gonna do it."
They'd probably get something done in that.
Right, and I was like, "What the fuck are they?" And they were all huddling and chatting to each other. And as soon as I saw them, they was like, "Oh fuck!" Also, ladybirds are stupid, right? Proper stupid. Stu, don't read that comment. Listen to my story. I know what you're doing.
Any comment.
Right.
I know you can see me looking at it.
Yeah, I know. See, I can tell when Stu's not listening.
It's
I
my
listen.
eyes, dude,
I
eyes.
listen to all of Stu's dukes. When I start talking, Stu's like this.
Dude, that makes you a sucker, though.
Yeah.
You should know better than
Right.
these
Anyway,
people.
so these.
Anyway, sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay,
The
so there's a
ladybirds
meeting
are
of ladybirds.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're stupid because you knock them and they just fall onto the electric bat that I have for them, and I just watch them pop. Right.
Oh, the
No,
ladybirds.
no.
Wow,
Look,
you horrible person.
spiders, I don't mind because they stay in the corner and they go,
Really?
"Don't worry about it, fam. It's
But you're
fine."
killing ladybirds,
Right.
no problem.
But ladybirds can fly.
Interesting.
So fuck them.
That's
right.
true.
Fuck them.
Do they often?
Wow.
Yeah, they're fine all the time. That's how I
Okay.
find out where they
Can't
are.
fly.
Maybe
I
the
can
British
hear them.
ladybirds are
I can
more-
hear them. I can hear them just going,
That's
Like
crazy.
tapping against your window.
just tapping on the ceiling or something. They're just fucking everywhere.
Falling on Rose's eyes.
Yeah, that's a really bad Lionel Richie song, but they do that, like tapping on the ceiling.
Ladybirds on the ceiling.
So, anyway,
What a nasty little.
You come in here
feeling.
like Rose is like a ladybird, just like.
well,
covered
that's
in
the thing. Like, there's sometimes that
carpet
they're,
ladybirds
that
on it.
I've never actually caught one on Rosa, but sometimes they're on like one of her toys or like something like that. So
No,
it's
no, that's
pissing
no
me
good.
off. So I've got the day off tomorrow. I'm busy in the morning, but in the afternoon, my mission is to fucking plug every
The
little
ladybird nest.
nook
I'm
nook
gonna
and
Spray your
Ah.
whole house with pesticides.
every nook and
Yeah.
cranny I've got in that fucking window. I'm just gonna get it all fucking filled out. That's my war. So anyway, Nyham, you can look at the comment now, Stu. Brown says, name is a long weird story. It's pronounced Neve.
Neve Bean.
No.
Neve
Bean is
That's
the
a
next.
weird-
No,
Neve
Stu.
Bean, that's a
Bean
weird
is the next
pronunciation.
word in the sentence.
Oh,
Right.
I
Jesus
thought it was Neve
Christ.
Bean.
Well, maybe he could end his sentences with a period, and it'd be easier to see when the
Right.
new ones start.
Yes, well, that is true. So Neve is his name.
Neve.
There's
Been
a
listening
reason
about a
we use full
year and a
stops.
half. You are the only Patreon I subscribe to.
What the? What? How? You know, there's like actual organizations
Yeah.
that are
Yeah,
doing
like-
good work in the
yeah,
world.
I know, yeah, yeah.
We really should be giving them.
And
money. I
also,
mean, we love you and we
Since
appreciate
COVID and all the celebrities had no income, they all started podcasts. So why the fuck are you listening to us? Like we're idiots,
Exactly.
idiots.
Exactly.
Well, it's better
You
to
know,
give it to a
though-
local organization.
No,
You
give
know,
it give
though-
it to the rich.
Jesus Christ. Do you know? I watch Ripper podcasts on like.
Ugh.
But listen, right? Halfway through.
More stories. Ugh.
No, this is very quick. Halfway through, he does like a thanks to all his Patreon.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And he,
yeah.
and he scrolls a list of all the names. It takes about half a
I
minute.
hate. To be honest,
And I'm
I
like, how
I
much
hate-
money is he getting?
I hate. There's a podcast I listen to, and they list off all the
Half a
Patreons at the end. But they do it. I know we've done it a few times, but they do it every episode. I'm like, mate,
Yeah.
do you fucking need to do that? Really?
No.
Like,
Right,
just
there's a DJ I like, DJ Mark V, and like I don't even listen to his mixes these days because every 30 seconds it's like, shout out to Lisa S for the like and the subscribe. Shout out
Yeah.
to Mike Franken for the like and the shut the fuck up and let the music play,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Exactly.
at the end of your
I
show
mean,
and I'm not tuning in
Chinny,
anymore.
when I do my New Year like mix, he's always like, "Oh, you should get a mic," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, because I don't. People want to listen to music. They don't want to listen to
Well, you
me
could use it
fucking
judiciously. I mean,
yabber
you
on."
have to yammer on the whole.
Yabba,
All right, are we
yabba.
done with the stories? Can we talk about
Yabba.
video
The
games?
Soul Brother in the chat says, by the way, Tinny,
Where
I
are you
I showed my lady a picture of your daughter, and she said she's so cute. Susan's
is.
Susan's in the chat. Right, let's talk about video games. Hi.
We all agree.
Where are
that
you
Rose is
going?
very cute.
Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Play video games. Video games. Video games. Video games.
Video games.
Video
Who's starting? Who has the most?
games. I haven't got that many.
I-
actually.
Looks like I have the most.
I definitely have the least because I only played one game and it was to play my game bits.
Well, then
So.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
start
have you not
then.
even played any more Alan Wake 2 this
No,
week?
Stu.
Wow.
Who's got a baby?
Wow.
I don't want to talk about it, but I got a little baby. I got a little baby.
Wow. Oh, God. Fucking baby. Oh,
Enshrouded. Shut up, I'm talking about my games.
Go on,
Shut
then.
up. I'll start again.
Do it.
Enshrouded.
Wow.
Wow,
Oh,
yeah.
Enshrouded.
Wow.
Let me tell you about
Yeah.
this game, Enshrouded, y'all.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
You remember Valheim?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of the new Valheim.
Oh.
And by that, I mean Sumu's playing it, Defoe is playing it, Marcanix is playing it. I bought it day one because the reviews were like, the world is huge. The combat, someone said the combat's like Dark Souls, and I was like, I'm still gonna try it. Craft and survival, all that stuff, right? I mean, it's rare that you can find a game that has crafting and survival. I know.
I know there's hardly
So-
any of those.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when I heard about it, I'm like,
I
But
heard.
watched
Sorry, Duke. I heard a really good nickname
Okay.
for those types of games.
Go on.
You know, like because Pal World also has these elements, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Power
And they
World,
called them-
Every
Climbing
game has
Frontier.
I really like this nickname for this genre. It's Tree Punchers.
Tree punches, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tree Punchers.
It's actually funny you say that because the trailer for this game, it's like the they did a really good job with it because it's like explore a world in which every opportunity. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you punching the tree? That doesn't make any. Oh, you knocked it down. Okay, fine. In a world beset with monsters, are you just gonna punch that wolf? Seriously? And like the guy's going around just punching stuff.
Ah,
And you
nice.
can't just punch everything.
That's
so like
cool.
they're playing with, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you arm yourself with the mightiest steel, and he's like, that's a club made out of wood. What are you doing? And like, and he's like, you know, and then he's using magic, and like, you know, the person in the gameplay footage is doing the opposite of what the narrator says, but it's not pretentious like Stanley Terrible. It's actually funny because it's just a little trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, so this game, it starts with one of these opening cinematics that's a little taking itself too seriously. In the days of old, the earth was rich with, you know, healthy plants and blah, blah, blah. And then the darkness came and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the long and short of it is this. Standard survival stuff, punch stuff, get wood, get stone, you know, all that stuff. Kill the wolves,
Chop
get their
stuff.
fur.
Build stuff.
Exactly. But you can only build where the flame altar has protected the land. So you can't build anywhere. You build a base, right? And stupid
Right.
me, I built, you know, there's the flame altar over here, and then like I'm putting my base next to it. When I finally started playing with Defoe and Marcanix and them, they had built the floor, like a stone floor all around their flame altar, and then they just put their base, like their living quarters, on top of it. And I was like, damn, that's really smart. I have to leave my little house every time I want to go to the flame altar and whatnot. So it's just silly that I didn't think to build my base the way they did, but whatever. So there's this shroud, there's like these clouds everywhere in the world, and you can only spend 5 minutes in the shrouded area. Otherwise, you'll die.
Ooh.
So the clock is ticking, and I was playing with Defoe earlier today, and like we're level 4, I think, both of us, and like I got really good armor on. I'm not really scared of anything, but we're trying to find this waypoint for a quest we're doing. You can put the thing on the. Oh wait, maybe I don't have it on live. Never mind. Maybe you are showing it. You are showing it. My bad. Sorry, Chinny. So we're trying to get to this waypoint, and like we're in the shrouded area, and we're like, where the hell did you go to get out of here? He's like, I don't know. And the timer's running out. We're like, keep running. So it's a weird dynamic, but there are buffs you can use to give yourself more time in the shroud. And sometimes you come upon these like sort of mini flames that will reset your shroud timer. So, you know, if you're running short, it's like, okay, don't worry. Just go back to the little mini flame and you can get more time. And there's potions eventually that you unlock that you can chug to give yourself more time in the shroud. So
50% of this gameplay is him in his inventory or her. In his
Oh yeah,
inventory.
there's a lot of inventory management here. It's especially when you start out, like you don't, you know.
It does
that's the
look
way
like
it
a
is.
prettier Valheim to me.
It's very pretty, and the mechanics are a lot less clunky. Like it's very fluid, and the combat's legit challenging. Like I died a couple of times because of combat. I went venturing too far too fast. I didn't really have any armor on and stuff, but I had killed some baddies that I had seen early near my base. So I'm like, I'll just keep exploring. Oh, here comes some people. Ha ha! On guard! One hit, dead. Oh shit! I guess I shouldn't go there yet.
I feel
so,
like,
I was like,
I look at these types of games now, and I just feel like every iteration is just slightly refining the
yeah.
last iteration. It's almost
that's why it's all about the gameplay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
in
They
this
don't
game-
recreate anything. You just refine what's come before it, don't they? That's what these
Well,
games
they don't need to
tend
reinvent the
do.
wheel because
No.
there's people like me and there's lots of people who will buy this in order to have that experience of, I don't know, there's something about crafting your own weapons and like building your own home that I really like. So I said for a while, Minecraft was fun, but I wanted to do something along the way, along with the building. And now these games
It looks.
are really
I mean,
giving
I'm
us
looking
that.
at it. It looks a more interesting world. There's buildings, there's stuff in the distance. It doesn't. Sometimes when I played Valheim, everything just looked a bit samey. You know what I mean? Wherever you were
Yeah.
in the
Oh, yeah.
world, it all looked a bit samey. Well, I'm looking at
This
this,
has
and
a-
I'm thinking like, it looks like a bit of a. I mean, it's like, and I know that you're not a massive fan, but it's like sort of Skyrim games. You're always getting that variety, aren't you? You know what I mean? There's different.
There is
cities,
variety, yeah,
different
but it does a good
town
job
or-
of settlements have a certain look to them, abandoned ruins have a certain look to them.
Yeah.
There's like mines that you're going to explore, there's these towers that you explore. So, it's made up of maybe 7 or 8 different kinds of things, but it's got enough variety and the world is very big and there's a lot of verticality involved. So there is a grappling hook. That's the new different thing. Oh my God, a grappling hook. Ah! So that'll help you. There's this bridge you find early on where you can't get across until you have a grappling hook. So you have to go through the shroud to go around the back area.
But she's got a new hat.
She's got a new hat, exactly. So I got this grappling hook and I was like, yes. And I'm grappling across, woohoo. And then I'm like going across, getting the metal shards that you need to collect or whatever it is. And then I'm going back the other way and I'm like, okay, that's beneath me. So maybe I should.
You shouldn't say that,
grapple
Duke.
from
I mean, it is beneath you, but it's okay for you to play it.
Is it what you did
Yeah,
there?
that's
The area I need to get to is down there. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll grapple from back here and then like fling myself forward. And I try. Oh God, dead.
Dead.
Shit. And it does this thing. I went back up to where I had fallen off of, and it was down on the ground. And I was like, ah, shit. So I went down on the ground to get my stuff. And then I went, I don't know, there was some other cliff that I fell off, and I was like, okay. And then I went down to where I fell to get my stuff again after falling off that cliff. But it was up on top of the cliff this time, my tombstone with my stuff in it. And I was like, God damn it. Anyway, the long and short of it is make a glider as soon as you can. Because what you're supposed to do on the way back across the bridge is hop off of the high part of the bridge, and then you glide down to the lower part.
You see, well, I'm looking now at this, like the skill tree in this, and I'll be
Yeah.
honest, in these games like Valheim and that type, you don't tend to get this kind of skill tree going on, do
It's a
you?
very deep skill tree. And one
Yeah.
of the first skills that I unlocked was like merciless attack. And it doesn't show up
Ooh.
often, but when it does, it's so satisfying because a lot of it, look, I play a lot of Skyrim, right? People don't know this about
Do
me,
you
but I
really?
do.
Do you
It's
play
hard to
Skyrim?
believe.
Oh,
I know,
right, I
but
know.
I like the game Skyrim, so I play it a lot.
Right.
And in that game, like, what's the combat? Keep bashing
Wacky, wacky,
everybody until
whack.
they're
It's
dead.
it's whack-a-mole.
Right,
That's all it is.
Whack-a-mole,
Whack-a-mole.
yeah, whack attack,
it
whack
totally
attack.
is. In this game, that ain't gonna cut it, man. When you're swinging and they cut you in the stomach, you're gonna lose a lot of health.
So this is where the
you
Dark
have to have
Souls
that shield
comparison.
ready.
Yeah, I must admit, the more I look at it, the
exactly.
more it reminds me of Elden Ring. I'm just looking
Does
at
it?
it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's not as pretty, and it's not as varied,
I-
but it's similar. It
don't-
has got a similar
And I
look.
don't die nearly as much because I've learned how to be judicious with my, attacks, and I'm learning how many times they swing at you, and then when they do their 4, they're gonna rest a little.
Well, that's
and
kind of
do
Elden
things.
Ring, let's be honest. That's
Yeah,
what
I
you have
know,
to
but
do
who
now.
cares? Because those games suck. But this game's awesome. Same
You just
concept, but
didn't
I
give
just
it a
didn't have the
chance, Stu,
patience.
but
I
we'll
guess not. Who cares?
agree to disagree. will
Anyway,
agree to disagree.
yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun with it, and it's even more fun when you have other people that you're playing with, because jumping around with Defoe is a lot of fun, and it does this thing of, and some games don't do this, which is very frustrating. I got whatever. I did this quest where I found the hunter, or the blacksmith or whatever, right? You unlock these NPCs that live in your base, right? So I got the blacksmith, and then I got the alchemist, but I didn't summon. You have to summon them into your base, right? So you release their soul from wherever they are, and then you summon them in your base. So I had released the soul, but I hadn't summoned the alchemist in my base. And then I went into there's a SEALs OC podcast VG Hub server, right? If anybody wants it, holler, I'll let you know.
All right, okay.
And I went into their server, and like they had the alchemist in the base already. And I went up and talked to him a little bit because there's always like a dialogue that you have to do to get them crafting for you. and then I went back into my server, and it had advanced the dialogue. In other words, it tracks your quests no matter which server you're doing them on.
Okay, that's interesting.
And it's really nice because a lot, like I say, some games don't, so you have to kind of do the same thing in different servers, you know, based on whatever. So I feel like it's really well designed. The developers seem really responsive, and they've already sent out some hot fixes. It's an early access game, so you know it's not done. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we hit the plateau of just like, you know, encountered everything. But I've played it for 8.5 hours, and I'm just loving it. I'm just want to make sure I said 8.5.
You're in it.
I'm in. I'm really digging it. So Enshrouded, big thumbs up. This is my game of the year so far. Granted, it's only 1 month. But,
Wow.
you know, I don't play a lot of new games, so
Big claim.
you know, hey, yeah,
Well,
we'll see. I'm loving it.
One thing, I won't play this game because I hate the climbing animation. I've just decided.
I must
Climbing,
admit.
like going up ladders and stuff.
Her arms were too far apart. She'd have to
Yeah.
have a lot of core strength for that.
It's funny you say that. Actually, I wrote down in my notes. Each other is written as one word: F minus minus.
Yeah,
So
it's
there's a typo, which means I'm out. Shinny doesn't like the climbing
unplayable.
animation. Stu, why is it unplayable for you?
Why is it unplayable for you, Stu?
I'm a similar reason. It's just the animation of the character. It looks like she's like running above the ground at some points in that.
Like Fable, like a Fable. sort of
Yeah,
explosion.
see, there's like, but the environments look lovely, but they didn't
are
spend
lovely.
a lot of time
I'm,
on
not-
leg day.
I'm only half
Spend a
kidding,
lot of
really.
time on leg
It's
day.
just because I don't know. These games don't really grab
Well,
me.
it's a
quite-
little thing that you notice.
Yeah.
when
The
you're not playing,
swinging
so it's
animation
more-
looks pretty good, like the combat animation.
like-
right. Yeah.
I played
the running
Valheim.
around,
The,
not
the
so
thing with the
much.
grappling hook, like it's so cool.
I played Valheim for a little bit, and I was like, I do understand why it's fun, but at the same time, I feel like I feel like I've just joined a show on season 4 with those sorts of
Right.
games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
when everyone
And I'm
else
like,
already
I'm
played
glad
it for
I
hours.
that's why I'm glad I played it by myself for a while
Yeah.
first, because I could like get going, get the armor, and now I'm kind of like ahead of where most of the people on the other
yeah,
server
and I'm
are in
like,
terms of, like
what,
the armor and
what's
stuff I have.
going on? And everybody's like, shh,
Yeah.
shh, 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 shut up, shut up.
What's going on is we need to go over here. To
Yeah,
get the
we need to
hunter
do
out
this,
of
and we
the
do,
soul
and that's what happened when I
cavern.
joined like this
Right.
Valheim. So everybody was
Yeah.
really friendly and stuff, but there's like, we're doing this and we're doing that, and I'm like, I just felt like the stupid tag along. Like, I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Right.
And I just,
Which is why the best bit is when you have someone who got it when you got it, and you
Yeah.
both play together. So
Oh,
they're
yeah,
going
yeah.
along.
If
It's
you-
like co-op, like that. It works best that
and
way.
the Seal podcast crew, they play games a lot together. Well, maybe not as much
Right.
as these, but like, you know, they play more games than we do together, or I do with anyone, because I don't really play any games with
Yeah,
anyone anymore.
right.
And I'm
You
just
you play with Marsh. Do you not play with Marsh anymore?
not very rarely. I think we're gonna try and make an effort to play Skull and Bones when that comes out, but we have to, because he's got 2 kids that are just so keep him so busy, and it's just
Right,
yeah.
sure.
He's got 2 kids, a dog, and a wife, and not in that order.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You know.
Sorry, one other thing that showed up on the screen I wanted to mention. I this is true. I did not realize you were talking about the skill tree earlier, Stu. Just recently I realized that there's a double jump option.
No, get out of
And you need like 6
town.
skill points to unlock it. So I spent mine on the merciless attack, and I was like, double jump. And so I went to find out like how much, I want to unlock it, and like
How
you need
useful
6
is
skill
it?
points. I'm like, God damn it. It's very useful. And here's the other thing about the verticality. There's a glitch that people have discovered, and I tried it and it works sometimes. Depending on how steep the cliff is you're trying to get up. Because here's the thing, early on, I also did the thing of like, I was still in Pow World mode of like, there's a cliff, I'm gonna just jump up and climb up it. Well, I did that when there wasn't another cliff underneath me, and I just went dead.
No good.
This is before I had the glider. So, it's frustrating to suddenly not be able to go up a very short cliff if you can't jump that high, right? So that's why the double jump. Defoe was like, just come up here. I'm like, I don't have double jump, motherfucker. So anyway, but there's this glitch where you jump and then hit the glider button, and it'll sometimes like take you like up the cliff a little bit. And so you can just keep doing that and like bounce your way up a cliff if you're careful and ready with it. So yeah, a little heads up for people playing Enshrouded.
Enshrouded.
Yeah. I was playing some Lego Fortnite, Sean. Thank you for the reminder. I did play a little bit of that this week, but it's just Enshrouded
know-
is just so much more.
Do you know what?
enjoyable to
Do
me.
you know what I'm thinking? I'm watching this now.
What
and
are
do
you thinking?
Do you know what it
Stu?
reminds
You're thinking that
me
you're
of?
slouched down real small and you're
I am
using about a
slouched
third of
down.
your cameras.
Yeah, because I'm comfy. I'm comfy. No, I'm thinking it
Move your camera.
reminds me of Oblivion, like when you go through the Oblivion gates into the other like bit of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's like the normal world, then there's like the world
Well,
in the
right. It's a
kind of a bit
pretty
like that.
profound change of your
Yeah,
environment
yeah,
when you do.
I can see what you mean, but it's nothing like that, Stu.
No, it isn't.
Anyway, Stu,
it
you're
was
up.
pretty good.
You're up
I'm up.
because I've got
Uh,
one game. So
That's Enshrouded.
I'm up. I finished a game this week.
fuck off. You finished a game last
another
week. You finished a game.
I
Who
know.
do you think you are? Bloody
fucking did.
IGN or something? What the fuck?
I know. I finished Spider-Man that Miles
Let's play.
Morales.
Guess the game
Oh,
that
too late,
Ginny's
told you.
Too late.
played and finished it.
Too
Dude,
late.
dude,
Too late.
too
I
late,
just told
dude,
you.
too
I
late.
fucking told you.
I'm gonna do it late or not at all, and it's not gonna be not at all.
Spider-Man Miles Morales I finished, and you know what? Once my old aggled brain had got its head around the control scheme, right, and I knew what every button
Sorry.
did
You're
eventually.
what?
Old aggled brain.
Spell it.
I don't know. Aggled.
Okay,
I don't
thought
think
you
it-
said aggled because it's
I did say
addled. ADD.
Addled.
Okay.
Anyway, you know what I fucking mean, because it's addled.
All right.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
he
right.
doesn't know what he's
Hey,
saying.
leave
He's
me
so
alone.
adult.
I'm not fucking senile. What's the matter with you?
I'm an English teacher. I have a responsibility
Shut
to
up.
be a jerk.
Anyway, my old adult brain finally got it. And do you know what's really good about Spider-Man games? You know what's the best
Swinging?
thing, Chinny? Chinny, what's the
Uh,
best thing about Spider-Man?
They make you feel like Spider-Man.
They make you feel like Spider-Man, but also, when you're in combat, once you've got it, you flow. It flows.
Flow.
Do you know what I mean? The
Flow.
combat flows. You're in that flow state. Once you got it, doing the finishers, doing the special moves, doing all the air combat, flying down, like dragging yourself to another person, like kicking them, then webbing to another person, kicking them.
Spidey sense going off, and you're ready
Yeah,
to deal
Spidey
with it.
sense.
Yeah.
You do a dodge,
can
then
make
you
it
do
work, yeah,
another
I agree.
finisher. Then you build
And
your
in this
meat
one, you
up,
got the
then do
glowing fist, you can
venom.
just put
yeah, then
right
you do a
through people.
venom punch or a venom strike or a venom rush.
Glowy punch. It's called a glowy punch.
So there's all these different things you can do, and I've leveled that up, and then it's doing like the venom punch stuns 3 other people at the same time, and it's honestly towards the end, it's just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the last 2 boss fights, I was quite impressed with, especially when you fight, is it Nightcrawler, the other dude, your uncle, when you fight
Prowler.
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 I knew it was something like that. Prowler man. Yeah, when
Prowler
you fight
man.
Prowler. Yeah,
Prowler
Prowler.
man.
That's
That's
who it
him.
is.
Prowler man.
Prowler man.
Do do do. Prowler man. Do 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 do.
Because it turns out he's a bit of a twat. Doesn't it? Really?
Ah, you've always got that one uncle, haven't you?
Yeah, and then there's
You
a
know.
little bit of a redemption arc as well, I guess. But as well, when I've got my head around like the sneaking about and sort of taking people out, and it became
Congratulations.
it became a bit of a puzzle because you'd look where everybody was, and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
was trying to figure out in what order.
How
you
do I
needed to
take them out? How do I
without them
lure them
hearing.
over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
fire a web at that, then they walk over there, then I drag them up, then I
Well,
need to
in
get
Spider-Man 2, you can do a web line anywhere. So you can basically
Alright,
do
okay,
like a
like a zip
line.
line.
Yeah, but you can walk on it. So you can go, I need to get above them. So you do a web line and you can walk on it. So
Alright,
that's really
okay.
handy.
And that comes more into play right near the end of the game because where you have to go to like the headquarters thing.
You're talking to me like I remember this. I have no idea.
You don't remember anything of it.
It's 4 years
But you
ago.
know what? I properly enjoyed it. It felt like I was playing a summer blockbuster movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But set at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was just so good. It's just so really, really good. And I have to say it now, I quite enjoyed the story. And it did get kind of a bit emotional
It
at
does.
the end.
No, I do remember some bits at
And
the
I
end
was
about
like,
the emotion. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It gets a bit heavy, doesn't it? At the end.
Yeah, it does. It
yeah.
get like properly heavy. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I was a bit taken aback, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
And it's
think it was
just-
in the height of all that in
Yeah.
2020. So yeah,
Yes, totally.
yeah. No, it's
And
really
it just
good.
looks incredible. You know, even on the Steam Deck, which obviously is a potato compared to a full top end gaming PC, it runs beautifully and it looks incredible. You know, like all the particle effects and the lights.
I'm a potato.
Yeah, all
Late.
that stuff. Yeah, you were very late. All that shit going on. I was just super impressed.
That's
Way
one. That's
more
one
than
for the
I thought.
bingo card, isn't it? Where Stu says even for the Steam Deck.
Even for the Steam
Even
Deck,
for
which
the
is
Steam Deck.
as cool as that is a bit of technology. And I'll talk about another game I tried to play, but just did not run on it, which was hard to believe. Which I've not put in my games actually. But
No,
will
I
add that.
can't see it. Very
No,
unprofessional.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I was massively impressed. That overall, huge thumbs up. Really enjoyed it, and I got it. I think for about 11 quid, 12 quid in the
Yeah.
Epic Game Store sale, worth every penny. I
yeah.
could understand why people paying 45 quid may have complained a bit because it is short.
I paid 45 quid and I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved
it took me about 7 hours, 8 hours to finish it.
Mm.
But they give you loads of stuff.
But
at the
it's
end,
about
like-
quality, not quantity, man.
Yeah.
And there's like Marvel movies. There was an after credit scene, like showing you a bit of what might be coming up in Spider-Man 2, I'm assuming. So that was kind of cool. It was just all round really well done, brilliant voice acting,
Top notch.
top-notch script. To be fair, I thought it was pretty good story overall. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
quite impressed. I was totally impressed with it.
Mm.
Massively impressed.
So that's Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
Duke, you
cool.
might as well go because I've got one, so we can we just.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Mm.
There's this game called Pal World.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
I'm not going to say too much about it because Enshrouded has taken over Pal World. I'm just going to say different games, different ways every time.
I hate that.
Then I won't do it.
No, keep
And it's
doing it, but I
exhausting too.
hate it.
No, I'm not. So Pal World has
Wow.
no way to heal. If
Wow.
you're hurt, you just got to go back home and wait. And like regeneration is slow, and it may be that there's pals that you can summon later on that will heal you, but at the start of the game, it's like, oh, I'm like 30% health. I guess I'll just go home and not do anything for 2 minutes. Like, how stupid is that? And I know it's early access as well, but goddamn, Enshrouded has health potions, bandages, berries you can eat. There's all sorts of ways to heal up in Enshrouded.
I have to
Not
say,
in Power World.
I've been listening about Power World, and I know you talked about it last week, Duke, and I know it's a Pokemon thing, and I don't really like Pokemon, but it's taken over the world at the moment, hasn't it? Power World.
Yes. They had a chart on Steam. It had more people in a 24-hour period playing than Counter-Strike 2, which is like
Yeah,
what?
which is ridiculous, and I think more people bought this than Spider-Man 2. Like more people bought this in like 3 days than Spider-Man 2 over 2 weeks or something like that. Something ridiculous. But see, the thing is, I've heard things about this game where not really my type of game, to be honest. But I've heard things about this game, Duke, that you have failed to tell me, because when I heard that,
Ooh.
I was like,
Maybe
oh,
I failed to find these
this
things. What have you heard?
this sounds great. So what I've learned about Power, which appeals to me as a professional podcast gamer,
You
is
can
that
genocide the animals.
you can kill and eat the animals, and that to me sounds fantastic. You can, and the game leans into the slavery element as like, no, it fully
Well,
acknowledges.
I guess I thought it was obvious that you can kill the chickens.
I
and
know.
eat
I
the
mean,
chicken meat.
but like the in Pokemon, it's kind of like you're capturing them, but the animals,
Okay,
you
fair
know,
enough.
they're consenting. It's all fine.
Right,
Whereas
right,
this
right,
is like
sure.
you punch a sheep in the face and it fucking hates it, and then you eat it, and I'm like, this sounds great. This sounds like my type
Sorry,
of
I
game.
should have been more clear.
Yeah, you should have opened with, hey,
Okay.
Shani, I think you'll like this game. You get to
Okay.
punch a sheep in the face. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Alright, where do I sign up? So I feel like Power World is now so culturally
On your radar. Is it
it's
on your
it,
radar
no, but
now?
it's become like before last week. I was like, whatever, I don't really give a shit, whatever. But it's become so culturally relevant. And who knows? Towards the end of the day, everybody's like, who gives a fuck? Because Valheim took over the world, and then everybody was like, what? Did that come
I don't
out?
think it took it over the way this did.
No,
I
no.
mean, it's big and it was popular, but I
No.
mean, this is like setting.
We had to
records.
film.
Enormous.
We had
It's
to film
enormous.
something. It was for this company that do like heat installation, like, and all this sort of stuff this week. And it was these two guys arguing in a loft or whatever, because like they were just arguing. I don't know why. We filmed the installation, and I've got this guy in a loft in the middle of fucking Leicester, on his back, just going, have you played Power World? I'm like, fucking hell, who's this guy, right? And he's, you
Can't get
know,
away from this
didn't
game.
look like a guy who liked Power World, but there you
Play
go.
games, yeah.
But
never
you
know.
know, look,
But
but,
there are
but,
some
but
games
also,
that become so
yeah.
culturally significant, and you got it on Game Pass, dude. You can play.
But
it.
also,
free
the other
to
thing
play,
is
free.
that you can automate some of the things that the pals are doing, you know, so they can like work
Yes.
for you. And then if they complain,
in
like
a little
I've heard, like they complain because their
factorial.
working conditions, you can just eat them, which I love.
Well, exactly.
I love that. That's lovely.
eat
I
them.
think that's just nice.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Yeah,
do
you
it.
see, I told you it was different than Pokemon. You can't eat your Pokemons, can you?
Well,
I'm
so here's the thing, and a lot of people have been
Yeah.
clarifying on the reviews and on Reddit and stuff, and people are like, it's more like Ark, which I only
Yes.
played Ark, you know, the first few hours. You know, I barely got any weapons and stuff, but a lot of people who play Ark, they've got T-Rexes and they're riding them with AK-47s and shit. I never
Also,
got
Vin Diesel's in Ark as well. Did you know that?
that. Right, yeah.
But
there's that.
because if you had a chance to punch Vin Diesel in Power World, I'd be sold. I'd be in.
I don't know that you can punch him in Ark, but maybe you can.
But the thing what gets me about all that, like people saying, oh, Nintendo or Game Freak are gonna sue. I'm like, yeah, but Saints Row, so GTA can't sue Saints Row. It's the same game.
No.
It's
And
it's
let's
so
be
dumb.
honest, how many of these survival games have we had? That
Yeah,
all
I know.
look
It's so
almost
it's like
exactly the
it's
same?
weird. It's like if they had like a monster or a pal in their world called Makachu, and it was fucking
Yeah.
the same thing. I'd be like, all right, you got a, like a bit of
Oh,
a point.
Makachu's the best of all the pals.
That might actually be a
Power
Pokemon.
World.
I don't know any Pokemon, right? But like, it's
Yeah.
it's a genre. It's like GTA can't sue Saints Row, Forza can't sue
Right.
Gran Turismo, or the other way around. It's
Right.
just tough
As
shit.
they
I'm
say
amazed
in
it's-
the,
I'm
the
amazed
social
it's taken
network,
this long
everybody
to
who
do
makes a chair doesn't owe the first person who made a chair
Yeah.
royalties.
And
But-
there's no crafting in Pokemon. There's none of this other stuff
No.
in it. There's, you know what I mean?
Well, that's
There's
the thing. It's a little bit of this. It's a little bit of
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
It's
So, yeah.
easily
Anyway,
different.
but I've been looking at it because I've been trying to do a better job of playing more sort of recent or up to date games in 2024. But
Bang
also,
up job this week.
yeah,
you did.
Yeah, well,
Amazing.
yeah, I'm doing so well.
Well done. You're doing so
yeah,
good.
yeah. But I feel like I should give it a go. I don't think I'm going to be obsessed with it. I don't think it's going to be like something that I'm going to be into.
It'd
but
be so funny. You come back next week. You're like, guys,
I'm
Power
in.
World is just
Yeah,
the
I want to
best."
give it an hour or two and just say, look, I tried it,
Yeah,
right, and I'm done.
Yeah.
But who knows, like so. But I like the way that chicken's looking at you. He's giving you evil eyes. I just like little things about
I
it.
like the way the chicken's looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, Pal World, Duke.
Yeah.
So that's
pretty
it. I don't
interesting.
really have much to say about it. It's cute.
Cool.
I will probably go back to it, like if and when I get bored with Enshrouded. I will probably go back to Power World and see
Again,
what's
Duke,
cracking over there.
keep doing it. Love it. But also, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it so
Uh,
much.
The question is, will I be able to come up with cute little ways to say other games as
The
well?
answer is no.
I don't know.
You'll
No,
keep it up
no,
for
you
2
won't.
weeks and
Probably not.
it'll be done.
We'll see.
There you are.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So I played.
Did I give up on? Sorry, did I give up on the cranky Duke thing with the phone calls? Did I give up on Vladis?
Yes.
Did I give up
Frankly.
on? Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
and
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So yes, I decided to play a brand new demo that came out.
Ooh.
Go on.
And Duke played the first iteration of this game. He did. And
Oh,
he,
there's a
and he
new-
qu-
okay.
and he quite liked it. Quite liked it.
No, I did not like this.
I thought you did.
No,
I
I,
remember- I
was
remember
annoyed
you
by
did.
it. I mean, it was
So-
cute as far as it went, but like, it's not a game.
What is it?
So it's called Kill It With Fire 2.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
demo come out for Kill It With Fire 2.
Hmm.
So for anybody who
And the
doesn't know,
Yeah.
this is a game where you basically kill spiders. You
Kill
just
things with fire.
kill
And in the
well,
first game, it was
football.
just like you go around in a house and there's like maybe 7 spiders. It's very low res. There certainly wasn't any city out the window. I'm looking at the clips of number 2 here.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was like you got to find all the spiders and kill them, and you start off with a baseball bat, and then maybe you get a spray can of pesticide, and eventually maybe you have a flamethrower or whatever. It looks like they've added a lot to it now.
They have, and apparently it's got time traveling. I didn't get this far, if I'm being honest. But
Time
apparently-
travel.
Yeah, you can time travel to different places to kill spiders.
Well, here's the question though, Stu. Can you fuck your mom?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, that's not as good as other time
Wow.
travel stories.
That,
that I
that
love.
I was-
really came out of left field. I was like, what?
I was
Oh, it
like,
came
what
out
is-
of Back to the Future is where
I
it came
know.
No,
out.
hold on,
but
hold on.
I don't
There's
think that's
not a
what
scene
happened.
where Marty fucks his mom.
He kind of wants to.
No.
He
No, there
doesn't.
isn't.
He
No,
doesn't.
she kinda
There is
does.
no.
She
She
kinda
does.
Okay,
does.
fine.
She
Okay, fine.
does.
Does your mom try to have sex with you? Sorry,
Right.
I should have
No.
put it a different way.
Unbeknowing though,
Oh
she
my
doesn't
God.
know. It's not her
Forgive-
fault.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's
to
not
have
Leia
besmirched
Thompson's
that.
fault.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just.
Wow, wait, really?
Jeez.
So
I wonder why Disney turned down the film.
Yeah, I know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, here's the thing though.
Yes.
It ran fucking awfully on the Steam Deck. I mean, this thing,
Really?
I'm like,
Because it's
yeah.
pretty low res graphics.
I
It's
know,
not like
that's what I
fancy
thought, right?
graphics.
And it set it
So,
to like,
so let's see. Problems playing games on the Steam Deck. Check for this week.
yeah, it.
Check for last week.
So it basically set it on high settings, and it was doing about 12 frames a second.
Well,
That's
there's a
how
lot
bad
of
it was.
there's a lot of physics
And I'm like,
going
what
on.
the hell? So
Yeah.
I turned it down to medium, and it was still not great. And I ended up with it on low settings to get it to run smoothly. And at that point, I'm just like, I can't be arsed. So I hit a few spiders, and I'm like, yeah, I'm bored now.
Yeah.
I just
and that's
got
the other
bored
thing is
really
like, yeah,
quickly.
it lost its charm for me very quickly, the first one. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's good at what it does, and it's got like this. I don't know if you got to this, but I'm seeing it on the little video here. It's got this like tracker that you can like use to figure out where they are and all, and that's cute. And then it's pretty surprising. You open a drawer and there's one in there, like ah. So,
Yeah.
But you can't make a whole
Yeah.
game out of just killing.
I remember
spiders.
Well, they
somebody
have
at work
twice.
playing this on the work Xbox, and I remember thinking, no, absolutely not.
It's kind of, I mean, let's be honest.
I'd
it's
say,
kind of-
if this was Ladybird Killer,
Oh, you'd be in there.
Then I
It'll
wonder
be
if there's a
in there.
mod you could choose.
bloody hell, I'd be all over it. This is basically what I've been doing for the last week. Yeah.
There you
But
go.
it is kind of one of them games where it's a gimmick, but it sold loads apparently. I mean,
Yeah, it
the
did
first
well.
one was a massive hit.
It was on Game Pass as well.
Yeah. So you know what? They did all right. They made enough of it to justify making a second version of it, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. I was a bit bored after about 10, 15 minutes, and that was kind of all I played of it. It was about 10 or 15 minutes. So there you go. Shall we do the play my game bitch and then Chinny can?
I think it's time to talk about the game that we played. Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad name.
So,
You gotta do a live remix, man. It's just not exciting enough to
So,
do. This is
first
the
of
part of the
all-
show where we all play the same game. And
Except-
I actually missed this
Oh.
until they decided. I didn't know what game we were playing until it was like time to start. And then it was like, oh, wait, they put it on the WhatsApp.
But did you play it in the end or not, Duke? So did you not
No.
just
No.
because
Sorry.
when I looked at the show notes this week, it had Steam World Dig on yours. I'm like, oh my god, he's played the wrong game. He's played the old one. He's not played the new one. Because it
Oh,
was
I just spelled it wrong.
yeah, Steam World Build, but there is a Steam World Dig game as well. That was the first one, so this is kind of
Yeah. Well, I added the video for the proper one. I just used the wrong name. I guess.
Right, no, that's fair enough. I was just like, oh god, he's played.
I
the wrong...
watched someone play it. I have played a lot of games like this.
Yeah.
It's a town
So-
builder.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I thought. I played it for probably 10 minutes, and I'm like, this is not for me at all. And I'm just like, it's fiddly. I'm messing around. It's like, oh, put a house in. Oh, you've got to join it to a road. Oh, do this. Oh, put some fucking forester man in the forest, and then you've got to put a warehouse next to him. Then you've got to put a storage unit.
It's a
and then you've got
management
the
game. It's a town
refinery,
builder
and then
game. You
like-
gotta get the robots to do stuff, and
I
eventually try to get off
remember-
the planet maybe or something.
I remember purposely avoiding all of that shit in Fallout. You know what I mean? I'm like, I didn't want to fucking do none of that
well.
shit in Fallout 4. Fuck all of that shit. And yeah, this is much the same here, to be fair. I was just like, nah, not for me. So yeah, I turned it off. I was
Yeah.
not for me at all.
My first note for this game was, Jesus Christ, I've had enough of this fucking intro.
Oh yeah,
there's an
even
intro.
that
That's a
very
went on
long intro, yeah.
forever.
There's an intro of this like
Oh.
robot, and I've never played Steam World Dig, but I imagine it's good because everybody liked it, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the look of it. Anyway, it's just this robot saying to a little girl robot,
You're
saying,
my hero.
"Oh my god, we're gonna leave the planet soon." And then I don't know, like a Wheatus from Portal
Yeah,
sort of look
well, that
alike.
was really weird. The Wheatley in the back of the
Wheatley,
fucking
yeah.
thing.
I
Yeah,
know,
it
I was-
did look like Wheatley. I
Yeah,
was like,
I know.
what is going on?
But I was just like, get me to the fucking game, man. Just get me to the game. So it's it's a town builder. So it's you build residential homes, and then you build factories, and you need to supply water, and you build cactus farms to supply water, and then you build warehouses, which connect to the factories, and blah 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 blah. So Stu hates these games because they
Hate
don't.
'em.
Because I suppose they don't have some artsy fartsy message of like climbing a big fucking spider's
No, I
arse.
just find
arsehole.
Well,
find
no, the
them
problem,
really
Chinny,
tedious
is
and
that there's
boring.
no watercolor.
Yeah.
No, the
stories about
tedious,
children.
Tedious
Yeah.
and boring.
Yeah, if it's like I don't know, if you hang,
Doron.
if you're hanging off some monster's nutsack and it's all I don't know. Anyway,
They're not engaging. I'm not engaged. I'm
so
just like,
but
nope.
I'm engaged because it's pure gameplay. All right, it's just
Yeah, it is.
gameplay.
Boring.
Yeah, good gameplay. Boring. Anyway,
What's good gameplay?
who wants good gameplay? So
Yes,
my
boring.
second note was sometimes the residents would be unsatisfied for no reason. So like I would build
Yeah.
everything, I would build this, I would build that. Then all of them at the same time would be unsatisfied, and then all of them would be fine again. I'm like, what happened there? Look, what happened there?
Yeah, that's the thing is like I feel like games like this sometimes will adjust the satisfaction levels of your villagers, but in between what you're doing to fix what they're unsatisfied about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you'll add something and then it just spikes one thing and
Yeah.
then you have to wait. So it's like you got to be patient for the game to catch up with what
Yeah,
you're
it needs to
doing.
catch up. So that happens a lot. I couldn't figure out how to link a warehouse to a certain building. I was sort of unsure. I think warehouses basically just store materials now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. But
Can I just
Usually the
say, right,
case.
the other issue I had, it's like you've got to link the train station to the houses with a dirt track and all that malarkey.
yes.
But there isn't any point on like a building where you've got to attach it to, so it's
You
quite.
can, yeah, but it can be anywhere around the building.
I get it. I do get that, but it would have been nice just to have like a point where you attached it to. You
But
know
it's
what I mean?
it's less limiting if it's not a point, though, isn't it?
I
and
guess.
some do actually. Some of the factories and stuff do. So you know what I mean. That's my argument to that.
I don't know because I was a bit like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this game. It's shit.
So anyway,
Welcome to the Veteran Gamers, where we give thoughtful reactions to games.
So-
It's
it's because literally some of the buildings do have the point where you connect the point to the road. So that is in the game. What you're complaining about, Stu,
Yeah.
that happens.
whatever.
All right.
Yeah,
It wasn't
right,
totally obvious
whatever.
the second he started.
So
doing it.
so
No, it
linking
wasn't. I had this stupid dirt road everywhere.
linking warehouses
now
to
you
certain
gotta shush.
things. Linking warehouses because like I would put like a cactus farm down. It would say, "Oh, there's now a warehouse connected to this." I was like, "There's a fucking warehouse over there. Is it full? I don't know if it's full. Is it full, dickhead?"
Yeah.
Wheatley, where are you? Is it full? You seem to know everything. Anyway, but apart from that, I bloody liked it.
Oh, you bloody would.
I bloody did.
You bloody would.
And I bloody liked it. No, I liked it. But
I'm
I
not
like
shocked,
these
I'm
types
not
of games.
shocked.
And Duke, I think you like these types of games, don't you? And I think
I do like these types of games. I've played a bunch. There's so many. We
So
live in a
many.
time when there's an embarrassment of games like this. And
It's just-
so, you know, the
there's
aesthetics
too
are
many
fine, but
games
it's not-
overall across the
but
board.
just overall. But if I'm gonna play a game like this, I want a medieval game with humans, not some desert game with robots.
I don't
so.
know why that bothers you because it's literally just like
I don't know. It doesn't exactly bother me, but like if all other things are equal,
I
just
think the setting, the
prefer
desert
one
stuff, I can see bothering you because I'm not big on deserts. In fact,
Yeah.
fuck
that-
deserts.
desolate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so boring.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, I didn't
Maybe I
really
should try
mind
it.
it.
Maybe I would like it. you
It
know,
was
yeah,
fine. It's a good
there's a lot
one
of
of
things about it I like.
what it is, which is a world building game. It's a good one of them. It's a
Yeah.
good one of those. Well made, and you can see that they obviously made quite a lot of money from SteamWorld Dig and SteamWorld Dig 2, and they were like,
right.
"How can we expand this universe, and how can we?"
So do you actually
something.
dig? Because there's all this big monologue about it being buried.
Well,
really
this is
deep
actually called
underground.
SteamWorld Build.
SteamWorld
No,
Build.
no,
I mean, we
I
do
get it.
build in this game. There's a lot of building.
Yeah,
At the beginning of the game with this fucking fuck off massive intro, right?
yeah.
Yes.
He spends quite a lot of that saying the only way is the technology's buried deep under the earth, and the only way we're going to get
Ah,
off the
gotcha.
planet is to get to the fucking spelongy that's
Well,
buried
where I got
to the
to was
bottom of the earth. So
Where-
so is there any digging at all? Because it's
I-
saying, how do you get to the bottom of the earth then?
Jesus Christ. Yes.
I'm asking a fucking question.
Yes,
all
Stu.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's taking 20 minutes to ask it.
Yes, you do.
Oh, my-
You get where I got to.
Yes.
Is, you get engineers, and those engineers start digging shit.
See, because you were just fucking telling me off because he said, it's called Steamworld Build, not dig, you dick.
Yeah, but
I
you
know,
have
I
to
was being a
build.
goofball. I'm sorry.
Turns out you do dig. All right.
Yeah, but
thanks for
like
answering
you
my
don't,
question,
you
Mike.
don't, you don't.
Fair enough.
I feel like we
You
all
were
need
expecting
to.
me to answer a question?
We all
That's
need
not
to
what I
calm
do.
down.
I didn't
all right?
ask you.
No,
You
I
didn't
do
even
not
friggin'
need to
play
calm
it.
down.
Right.
You didn't even play
Yeah,
the
but
game.
I watched someone playing it.
Dick.
And to be fair, the reason I didn't play it is because I didn't see the notification that came through at 9 a.m. today.
So yeah, but
maybe
yeah,
we
I
could pick a
suppose
game
in
today for next week's Play My Game.
in SteamWorld Dig, you actually like follow you play as a character and you dig down. But in this, you are building stuff. So you build the engineers' residence and their factories or whatever, and they dig down. So they're still digging down shit, but you have to build the infrastructure for that to work. Is the sort of it's a building game. It's a town building game. It's fine. I like it. I might carry on playing it because playing Alan Wake 2 scares me. So
There it does.
so I might play this in the betweens.
The creepy as game is what I like to
yeah.
call Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. So yep, I like it. It's a thumbs up from me,
Very
Cool.
good.
and it's a thumbs down from you, Stu.
It's a thumbs down from me. And not
And
because
it's a shrug emoji for me because I don't know.
You
I
didn't
didn't-
play
yeah,
it.
yeah, not because it's a shit game, because it is a bit shit for me. But
It's not your type of game, is it? Really?
I can understand why it's good for other people, but it's just
Yeah.
not good for me. Not good.
Fair enough.
Duke, what else have you been playing? Anything at all?
Yes, there is a demo that came out called Ingression, the Portal Trial.
Sounds
Wow.
very similar to Enshrouded that way.
No, sorry, I did the voice wrong.
Yeah.
Ingression.
Okay.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
This game, you ever play Super Meat Boy
Yeah.
and
Did
think to
play
yourself,
that, did play that.
did you think to yourself while you were playing it, I really wish this had portals and were harder?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Definitely
Because
did.
if you thought that, then this game might be for you. It is a 2D platformer.
Cool.
It is very Super Meat Boy-ish in that you will die a lot.
Yeah.
They added certain mechanics, including a grappling hook. This is just a week for me playing games with grappling hook.
You love it.
And they also added there are these boxes, the green ones on the screen, you can notice, that disappear when you touch them. So you've really got to get your timing, spot on. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's hard as nails. Like, I beat Super Meat Boy twice, so I feel like I'm not terrible at these kinds of games. But god damn, I couldn't even finish this demo because it's that
Wow.
hard. And it's
Nice.
it was that frustrating to have to do, you do these levels like 100 times because you just die and die and die. Now, again, in the tradition of the best games like this, you die a lot, but you can feel yourself getting stronger. So you get a little
Yeah.
further each time, and then you mess up the first jump again, and but you can feel that sense of, okay, I'm making it. But I don't know. I guess maybe I'm getting old. I've reached a point where I was just like, I feel like I'm almost done with this demo, but oh man, I ain't trying to do any more of these levels. And maybe I could have just given it a day and gone back. But I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna.
I
go
mean,
back to
I'm
this,
watching
so-
this on screen now, and this does not look like fun.
No,
No,
it's very
this looks
frustrating.
fucking hard, man.
It is.
I'm just
Now,
like,
that said,
oh my god.
it's actually pretty well done. Like, just as in Portal, there's certain things you got to do with momentum. So, there's this one spot where you fall down a portal and you come out sideways, right? And, that's fine. But in Super Meat Boy form, you got to be ready to hit the
Fuck.
exact right spot.
Do you know what's
Sorry.
interesting?
Sorry, I just saw some gameplay and he got to the bit that I thought was the end, and then it was just
Yeah.
fucking worse. And I was like, oh god.
Do you know
This
what
is-
I think? I'm watching this right. Normally, when people like put these videos on YouTube of them playing the game, it's because they're shit hot at playing the game.
Yeah,
And this
not
guy's
person.
died a gazillion times while we've just been talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm
And this
just
is
like,
the this
oh,
is
yeah,
the
I mean,
this is a walkthrough. This is
I
in
know.
like
No,
tell-
this is a no commentary. I
No,
had to
no.
Yeah,
search
but
for
this
them
guy
with
is
no
meant
con-
to
it's
be
just
a
someone playing it.
walkthrough. This is guy showing you how to play the frigging
No,
game.
it's just a person playing it with no commentary.
No, I think it's
That's
just
what I
that. Yeah,
searched for, and
it's
that's what he's
yeah.
offering.
He's playing it for the first time. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So anyway, the
crap.
point is,
He's done it.
Yes, yay.
Wow.
It's very frustrating. But so you have to sort of, you get sent through the portal and you have to figure out, okay, it's all muscle memory. Like, okay, I have to remember that when I do this and
Oh
I
my
go over
God.
there, I'm gonna have to push left, but not too far left because then I'll hit the spiky deal. It's just very, very, it's all. And then so I got to a certain point in it where it's like, they had a cutscene and I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then it's like they're after you, run, and it was just like, oh, seriously. So I had to just keep running and running and running,
Jesus
and I just
Christ.
reached a point where I was like, it's not.
This is like Celeste, but more difficult.
Yeah.
That's what this
well.
is.
Just imagine Celeste
Kinda
with
thing.
Portal. It's all
Yeah. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Fucking hell.
Now they're judicious about the use of the portal. I think the levels are pretty well designed, and they have this thing that I'm seeing on the screen now, where at the beginning of certain levels they'll have a little red stick that you can push, and it allows you to look at the level as a whole,
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
scale out a little bit, and that's really nice because you can sort of figure out what you need to do. And on this level, there's these parallel bars that will rise with you, so you have to like time your jumps so that you're clinging to one
Oh
and the
my
other.
God.
I mean,
it's
don't get me
very
wrong,
nerve-wracking.
it looks very well designed. I mean, this game looks
Yeah.
real for
Yeah.
the people who
And they
love
have to be.
this type of challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
there's
God.
so much skill
No,
required.
No, I'm
Yeah.
too
No,
old for this.
never.
I'm too
So,
old for this.
There was a good part where I did a level a few times and kept dying, and actually the person who's like guiding you through it, there's this person on your headset. Like at one point he was like, it looks like you're having trouble there. Why don't you try to do X, Y, and Z and then flip through the portal a second time? And I was like, oh, that's it. And so I like the fact that they let you try it and you fail, and then it steps in and says, hey, what about this?
Mine would say,
hey,
why don't you
it's
just
a
try and delete the game?
Yeah, I would. Oh my God.
Exactly. So I got to a certain point with the demo here, and I was.
I just want to
like,
say, this game.
I,
I'm done.
I'm
you
watching
do.
it. I'm watching this gameplay and it's stressing me out.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
stressing me
it's very
out,
stressful.
and I'm not playing it.
This does not look any way, shape, or form like fun, does
No.
it?
Well, it's not. I think it's not about the fun while you're playing. It's the sense of accomplishment. Like Super
Oh,
Meat Boy isn't
definitely. That's
really
all
fun.
these are. It's
I
like
get it,
satisfaction.
but-
Like,
Same
I-
with
I'm-
same with Dark
Do
Souls.
a
and
do a
whatnot.
jigsaw puzzle.
I
or
mean, don't
something.
get me wrong, right? When I played Celeste, and I did play quite a bit, I did get quite far considering how old and shit I am at games. And
And old.
there's a bit where, and it fucking mashes your head up. There's a bit where there's a clone of you, but what you realise after a bit of dying quite a lot is that the clone repeats your moves. So you've got to then start to think, how do I do the moves so my clone doesn't then run into me and kill me again and
Right,
again and
right,
again?
Right.
And
That's
it's
too much
her-
brain work. to
And it's
figure
it's
out.
so clever, but
Yeah.
so fucking frustratingly hard at the same time. But then when you finally do it, and I did pull it off in the end, and you at first you think that the clone of you is chasing you, but she's not chasing you. She's doing just what you've just done. And it takes you ages to figure out that's what's going on because you think she's following you, but she's not following you. She's doing what you just did. And it's just
Right.
mental. But when you figure it
Yeah.
out, you've then got to figure out what you've got to do to avoid her, and it's just crazy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so well done. And the amount of times I died was just ridiculous trying to
Yeah,
get through
sure.
that one section. But when I did it, I was like, I've done that. I've just done it.
Yeah, it's
You
that
know what I
sense
mean?
of accomplishment. Totally.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I'll never play that game ever again.
Yep.
Okay, I've got one final game to talk about, which is
Go
Just
on.
Out.
Oh, you must be excited because you've sat up.
I know, I've sat up a bit now. Sat up a bit.
You must be excited.
Yeah, I thought, do you know what? This is my next game I'm going to try and get finished. I'm doing really well this year so far. I'm finishing games.
Oh,
getting
look
out
at
of the way.
Stu. He's finishing games because he's got
I
loads of
know.
time.
Not necessarily that, but, I am finishing games.
He's making time for what's
I'm
important to him.
making time for what's
Well,
important.
I've got to take cocaine at some point in my day.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah,
Maybe if your baby weren't so important.
I haven't played a ton more this week. Maybe another couple of hours of it. But yeah, I quite like it. It keeps evolving. Things keep changing. It's not the same all the time. And I really like that. They just keep adding in new mechanics all the time, which I was thinking, how many different things can you add to a climbing game? How much difference can there be? But it just keeps, finding ways of doing it. And like, I've got to a part now where there's these, what they call sparks, And they're kind of
Okay.
like these lights that swirl around, but you can attract. You've got like this echo thing, so you've got this weird little creature thing that comes along with you, and you
You
press
got what
up
kind
on.
of thing?
It's I don't know. It's like a ball of
I want
light.
to make you say it
creature
again because it's
thing.
echo.
Cute- It's like this cute thing in your backpack.
Right. I was just making. a joke.
And you can press up on the D-pad and it activates stuff. So that like there's a shrine, it'll light it all up. If there's there's these like plants and it activates those, so that it gives you handholds. If they're in the sun, they burn away after a certain period of time. So you've got to get your timing right and stuff like that, which I kind of like. But then there's these what they call like sparks and these like lights, like fireflies, I guess is the best description. Loads of them. And when you attract them, they like come around you like a cloud. And then when you jump, they sort of elevate you up to a higher point. So they kind of give you an extra boost with your jump. It's kind of cool how it happens. And then they sod off and leave you alone. So if you haven't grabbed onto something, you just fall off then. You can't I've come to the realization that you can't die in this game. That you can't actually. I've never died, and I've realized that you can't because you're always attached
But
to
when
the
you-
rope to somewhere.
Oh,
So
it just takes you down. It doesn't ever let
You can,
drop
yeah,
off
but you
the face of
can,
the cliff.
you can lose progress though.
you can
Right.
lose progress, but you can't
Yeah.
die.
Can't actually
Something
die.
like
Oh,
that.
I mean, you
that's
could,
good. I like
yeah, but you
that.
can't ever die in real games, like in other games,
No.
can you? Like you just
No,
come
you're
back.
dying enshrouded.
No,
Yeah, but you
it's
come
sort
back.
of-
You just come back. So
yeah,
it's, so it's
You
the
do,
same.
and I'll say that I didn't say this earlier. In enshrouded, when you die, you keep everything in your tool belt. You do lose some stuff in your backpack, but it's a nice mix of frustration. But it's not that big a deal if you die. Sorry, go on, Stu.
Yeah,
Jump
but
in.
what's cool, you
Just
can always do anchor points. The only thing that's not happened, right? There's like a stamina meter.
Yes.
And if you do big jumps, you lose a bit of stamina, but you can replenish what you've got up to this like little white bit. I've not yet run out of stamina completely, so I don't know what happens when that happens. Whether that resets you at the last point, I don't know.
You explode.
Yeah, maybe you do. What's also very cool about it, it's only a little detail, but I kind of love this. Wherever you stop playing, when you turn the game back on, like the menu screen where you start the game,
Yeah.
it shows your character just sat on the edge of a ledge.
Okay.
Like in the background, like blurred out a bit. When you press
Yeah.
start, it comes into focus and it's a ledge next to wherever you last played the game. And I'll just kind of like that. It's only a tiny little detail, but it's just cool. It's just cool that you it's the menu screen until you start playing the game, but it's where you last played. And I like that. I just like all the little details with it. I'm loving all the backstory. There's all these like telegrams, and you can read them, and like you find them, and it'll just give you a bit of like, oh, went to the market yesterday and bought this stuff, or went for a climb with 2 other people, and we managed to make some progress. But
I broke my leg. Ah,
could be that. But what I like is it's this cool mystery. It's like the Mary Celeste. It's where is everybody? Where are all these people who obviously lived here at some point? Where have they all gone?
They're
And
all
I
dead.
like that. Yeah,
Everybody's gone to the rapture.
No, no. It's just this cool mystery. It's almost like this. Everyone's disappeared, but where did they disappear to?
Maybe
Where
it's
did they go?
Christmas Day.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I just like it. I just like the whole feel of the game.
The
I
word
like
is
mystery
is
surrounding-
vibe, Stu. You like the vibe.
I like the vibe. I did. That's a really good way of describing it. I love the vibe, and I just like the climbing and the skill
This
involved.
is like, oh my god, like so your vibe.
It is
And
totally my
this
vibe.
is giving me Stew feeling.
It
So,
definitely is.
Oh my god, I love
And the
it.
music's great. It's got this cool music playing all the time.
I
and it
love
always
that you love it.
changes. I love that I love it.
That's so cute.
It's
So cute.
like they made this game especially for me.
It's
That's how I
amazing
feel.
that they can do that.
Yeah. it's
How do
I
they
feel.
even do that?
Exactly.
Can anybody else play it, or
So we're
just
all doing
just,
something that someone else on the show
just
hates
you.
because I hate when you're
Yeah,
doing that. Keep
yeah.
doing it.
It's
my
like
wife
I'm the
also hates
sole
it.
the sole audience for this game. That's what this
Can
is.
other people play it, Stu? Or is it just you?
I don't think so. I think it's just my game.
Is
I
it just
think
made
it's
for you?
a
Oh my
game
god, that's so
made
cute.
for me.
So
Made
cute.
for me.
51, did you say? Oh my god. Okay,
51.
Croissants.
Just on. totally
Somebody
recommend
dropped
it.
my
Right.
croissant. Croissant.
Yeah.
Right. We've got to move
I
on.
think that's
from...
it for what we've been playing.
Is
I've got
it?
some news.
That's it.
yeah.
You heard it all, people. There's nothing
You
else
heard
to
it all,
say
but
about
we
what we've been
have
playing.
We have got news. Got news this week.
Let's go.
Oh, we got news this week.
Lots more
Oh,
news.
snap. Is this about the Florida Joker?
Putting news first.
So it's kind of sad news. It's kind of following on from all of the stuff that happened last year. But
Everything.
right at the beginning of 2024,
Yeah.
Microsoft has laid off 1,900 people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
They bought out obviously Activision Blizzard, as you know.
Hmm.
And the minute that's all been finalized, because obviously the UK has now stopped putting in an objection with the mergers or whatever it is.
They've stopped playing Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, they have.
Objection!
They've gone, it's fine. We'll let you do it. And the minute they've done it, they've laid loads of them off. They just got rid of everybody.
Yeah.
And I think the sad thing is, Activision Blizzard employees were like, oh, once Microsoft buys and then fucking horrible Bobby Kotick has gone, we'll probably get treated better and it's going to be all better under Microsoft. And the minute they get them, they just lay loads of people off, get rid of them all.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. I think it's just like these are people's livelihoods and jobs and stuff.
What I'm really concerned
That's
about,
capitalism.
what I'm concerned about, Stu and Eric, is I
Yeah.
hope the shareholders are okay.
Yeah, let's hope.
You know what I mean?
And do you know what?
Let's talk about
They're
who's
not even.
really
They don't
important.
even care anymore. They're not even
I'm
bothered.
just,
right?
because they're out there, investing, and it's tough for them.
Yeah.
It's tough.
They work hard every day to
Yeah.
give money to the company, and
Yeah.
they want
But-
return on
but this
Tough
is
stuff.
this is what Phil Spencer said, right? He sent an internal memo around, and this is what he said.
Was the header "I have no neck"?
And Dad, this is what he said.
Was that it?
He said it's been a little over 3 months since the Activision Blizzard and King teams joined Microsoft. As we move forward into 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we are aligned with the best opportunities for growth. So that's like, let's make some money.
So,
You
so
know?
I'd really admire it if a business was more honest and just said, we just want to save a bunch of cash and we just want
We
to
wanna
trim,
make more
trim the
cash.
fat. Oh, who's this?
Let me explain something to
Oh.
you, naive idiots here. How you doing, kids? Bob the businessman here.
How you
jumping
doing,
in
Bob?
For a little chat.
How you
I'm
doing?
Great. Because I've been invested in Microsoft, and let me tell you something, kids. Oh, the days are good when they're happy, and I
Yeah.
got happy days.
Where are you calling from, Business Bob?
I'm calling from the United States of Cash Money. I'm trying to set up one of them Seastead dealies. You know about this with Peter Thiel, the PayPal dude? We're setting up city states. This is something he really wants to do. I'm not making this up. He's setting up city states in the ocean. You ever see this
Okay.
game, Shocky Bio? Yeah,
Right.
it's like that. Shocky Bio. It's gonna be except without all the people killing each other. It's gonna be actually work out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's where I am. And we're setting up this seastead that we got.
You're a
going
busy
on.
man. You're a busy man. You just
I mean, I'm not doing it. My workers are doing it.
yeah.
I'm gonna lay them
And
all off soon, but,
you're
you know,
paying them a fair rate though.
I'm paying them something. You know.
Let me
That's
ask you
the
this,
beautiful
Bob.
thing about international waters. It was going to make me pay a certain
Bob.
amount. You know, you pay them just enough so they don't start trying to stab you when you come to visit. And apart from that,
Their payment is their passport. Yeah.
the payment. The payment. Well, no, they don't get their passports. I keep their passports. They get them when the job is done.
Do you do a lot of work in Saudi Arabia, Business Bob?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
bet you
mean,
do.
my workers in Saudi Arabia do a lot of work. I got investments there. That's what you mean.
Because
Yeah.
that mentality really goes well there.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it
Where do you
resonates.
think all
Yeah.
the oil comes from? Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry, kids. We got the oil coming. You just
Well, let me
keep
ask you
driving
this,
your SUVs.
Bob.
Go ahead. Yes, ask
So
away.
this was the rest of what he said. Do you think this was the right
Yeah.
way to go about it? So he
Go
said,
ahead. Yeah.
as part of this process, we made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming
Oh, so
workforce
Yeah. very
by
painful.
approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on the team. The gaming this is the best bit though, Bob. What do you think of this? The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the success of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and the Xbox teams. They should be proud of everything they've
yeah.
accomplished here.
Absolutely.
Just gonna
Listen,
sack
son,
you.
let me tell you something. Yeah, no, here's the thing, though. Look, At the end of the day, Stuart,
Wow.
the question is this: why do you go to your job every day? Is it just for the money? Is that really all there is? Or are you trying to help them elderly peoples have a nice meal? Isn't that really what it's about for you? That other idiot you got here, then he go in so that the little teenagers can figure out the meaning of life and all that shit. Chinny, when you do your little video making things on the TikToks, isn't that, I don't know what you do, but isn't that just for like, you want to further the world of video? Isn't that really what it's about, to create art? It's not about the money.
No, I mean, but for us, it's about, being a local business, supporting local talent, and also supporting
you build a community and all that shit.
Yeah, but we employ also local talent, and we want to keep them employed.
Well, then, Mike, let me ask you this though: if you employed that local talent to help you grow your business and make it a success,
yeah,
when you're done with them, you curb stomp them and you spit on their children.
No, because we
should be proud that I'm sacking you because you did.
No.
Be proud that you helped us build community with this little video.
Exactly.
We shot your butt.
Yeah,
totally.
totally.
No, it's with all due respect, Bob. It's we believe in sort of steady growth and building something that helps people in the community.
You're never gonna set sales records with that kind of attitude. Jesus Christ!
Well,
you got any competitors there?
Well, a few, but we've met our competitors.
They need to start figuring out how to undercut you with the sales, because I don't know what you're doing.
Well,
there's lots of room for slashing some overhead there. It sounds like.
Well, let's see how Phil softened the blow at the end of all of this. Let's see what he says.
Yeah.
So he says we are grateful for all of the creativity, passion, and dedication, and we're going to repay that by sacking you. Can I just say?
Right. Yeah. Well, they probably got severance package though, right?
Well, listen, they're brought to our games, our players, and our colleagues. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits.
There you go. There you go.
I told them not to. Informed by local employment laws. So whatever shit laws you've got in your area. Really
I'm not going to give everyone the same severance. If you're living in India and they require 2 days severance, then fine. And then in Europe, it's 7 weeks. Well, okay, we'll do what we have to according to the law. We're as grateful as the law requires us to be grateful. Let's just be honest.
Bob, don't you think it's sort of like poor decision making to recruit a lot in the COVID period and then just sack them all now that you don't need?
Well, we needed to get games made. And then, when you're no longer useful to us, guess what? Sucks to be you. Look, did you ever play this game called Portal Time? There's this game called Portal Time, and it's about this great man named Cavern Johnson or whatever. And he's like, at first they're recruiting these astronauts and big shots, and then later on it's like, oh, hobos, don't pee in that elevator. And then later on it's like, you work for me, I'm gonna harvest your body and like splatter you with this white goo. And like, that's the way you gotta do. You think of your employees as someone you can splatter with goo and like break all their bones. And it's like, what are they gonna do? Quit? Fine, quit. See if I care. There's no way out of this building anyway, unless you have a portal gun.
Bob, while we have you, what you take?
I gotta go.
I know you're busy. I know you're busy. One more question. One more question, Bob, before you go.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot. Let me hear you.
What's your thoughts on AI?
Well, AI is an interesting concept because they can make us a lot of money. I mean, I heard y'all talking earlier about the audio books or whatever the fuck it is. They're going to have robots reading all that shit soon. And I'm looking forward to the day when I can make a podcast called the Former Soldiers Gamers UK, and it's just 3 robots talking, and one of them's like, oh, I got sound effects from clips of Japan and all this. Another person will be slouched, robot will be slouched down, like, really? Why though? Why? And then the other one will be like, all right, let's all calm down, I got a baby. So that's all I need is 3 robots that could do that. And then they'll be like, hey, Patreon, give us some money. And idiots will give them money. And then we won't have the overhead of all y'all doing. I don't have to pay you. You know what I mean? I'll just get all the money.
I wasn't aware that you was paying us, Bob, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, not you, but I'm saying, like, if I want to make a podcast, I got to find hosts.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So soon I won't have to do that. But here's the thing. I have a feeling if we keep expanding AI, it won't be long before someone realizes, oh, I can just make a robot that sucks on a cigar and just like spouts capitalist nonsense and tries to be sarcastic. and suddenly I'll be out of a job. But by that time, I'll have all my money. I'll be in a nice seasteading city-state out off the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
So it won't really matter. I'll just be investing in crypto or whatever.
How old are you, Bob?
75. Why Why do you ask?
You just look good for your age. That's
It
all.
does look good.
Well, it's the cigars that actually keep you young.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
it is. Well,
All right,
thanks,
I gotta
thanks,
go,
Bob.
boys.
Cheers.
Have a good
Ah,
show.
see
Yeah,
you,
see
Bob.
you later.
Thanks,
Peace
man.
out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh man, that was a big dump I had to take. What did I miss?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob was
exactly.
here again. Yeah, yeah,
Oh man, I always miss that guy.
yeah. He's a
Yeah.
treat. He is a treat.
you're just in
Look,
time.
people, you got to organize, and Microsoft should be penalized when they are making record profits and then lay people off. Like that's
No,
what it
here's
should be
no,
doing.
so this is how he finished off his email or his memo to everybody.
Yes.
He said that those whose roles will be impacted will be notified, and we ask. This is brilliant. We ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values.
Yeah, that's rich. That's so cute. I love
So
that.
what's
sort
he
of thing.
expecting
Here's
people to
the
go?
thing.
Ha! I kept my job. You didn't. What's he
Right.
expecting people to do?
End of the day,
Wow.
look, these companies have to keep. It's not just about making more profits than you did last quarter. You have to overshoot the analysts' projections of where you're going to be compared
Oh,
to last quarter.
definitely. Oh, yeah.
But how else are you going to do it? New games? They can't put out new. I mean, let's have a new Call of Duty. Okay, we do that every year. What's going to be different this time? We'll have a battle pass. We already have that. We'll do new levels. What about like pink guns? What if we get rappers to make their own guns that people buy?
What if we put Nicki
no
Minaj?
way to-
Put Nicki Minaj
Yeah,
in it.
exactly. Right.
Put Homelander
So,
in it.
I don't know how Microsoft would cut costs other than to lay everybody off.
I mean, he does, and then he goes. So he flips from that, like, "Oh, be compassionate for everyone," to
I'm off to the
looking-
Bahamas.
No, looking
Fuck
ahead.
you.
Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games and more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I'm as confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the games, stories, and worlds that bring players together. Phil.
I mean, let's be honest. If I was not a hypocrite,
Phil.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to
Phil.
be subscribing to Xbox Game Pass. But
Yeah, but so I heard this today. It's like because we're all hypocrites, right? Everybody's a hypocrite
Well,
because
we have a little bit of power as consumers to punish Xbox.
Yeah,
for
it's
doing
about
this.
the amount of hypocrisy you show, I suppose. So like, I have an iPhone. Do I agree with how they make them? No, but do I need a phone? Yeah. Like what am I gonna do? So it's
And that's the monopoly thing as well. Like there aren't too many options.
So it's like, what level of hypocrisy are you going to put up with? Like, what are you going to do? And I'm sorry, dude, but I'm going to still play Game Pass. so
Well, no, I mean, me too. I mean,
what are you going to do?
End of the day, it can't really be about individual consumers. It has to be about us organizing as a democracy and saying, hey, maybe we can use our government to put some limits on the way these companies operate so they don't just throw everybody out in the cold with, as much severance as the law requires, which in many cases is not
luckily, our governments, the US and the UK, are not interested in career aspects and profitability.
Right.
They're encouraged by integrity and the good of the people. So that's important, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially, maybe the next president of the United States, which will be very similar to the one we had before, the current guy. 'Cause he's got a lot of polling. Well, did you see that picture of Trump with the fucking bronzer like caked on his face under the
I
lights?
saw that, yeah.
Oh my God, this dude is like a shambling zombie, man.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, next news story. What do we got?
That's it. I wasn't really bothered
Sucks
about
to be
much
you,
else.
Microsoft workers. Sorry.
I
that's
just
capitalism.
thought
Let's
it was
get a
kind of
different economic
sad, and
system going.
I
It's
think
very
as
sad.
well, considering how many people got laid off in the gaming industry last year, it's almost just a continuation, isn't it? It just keeps on going. You know what I mean? It's still
Right. Well,
just like constantly getting rid of people and their livelihoods, and they don't know where the next money's going to come from, and everyone else is cutting back, so there's no jobs to jump to. You know what I mean? They get sacked from there, and then it's like, well, where the hell do I go and work now? There isn't anywhere.
Stu, are you interested in the new Yakuza / Like a Dragon game?
I haven't played
it just
one
came
for a
out.
while.
Because you loved it when no one liked it, and now everybody likes it. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore. It's,
Yeah.
it's too popular.
Too
It's gone
popular.
too mainstream. It's
Too
too
mainstream.
I'm not the only person playing it anymore. You know what I mean? All these other
Yeah.
people have jumped on the bandwagon and go, "Oh, it's amazing," and I'm like, "Nah."
No.
You see, I knew it was amazing before you even knew it was a thing.
You played Demon Souls.
so the
before
answer
Dark
is no.
Souls.
You don't want to play it.
Exactly. No, they can fuck off now. I played it when it was
Fair
super
enough.
popular. Played
No,
it
I
when-
heard everybody was saying how good it is, so I just wondered if you was interested. But
No, I might give it a no. In all seriousness, I may give it a whirl, but I'm trying to finish games. So I can't keep jumping to new stuff.
Stu can't keep jumping to
I
new
know.
stuff.
I've bought American
Come
Arcade.
on
here,
now.
Dredge. I bought Dredge, right, because I really wanted to play that.
Yeah. That's your vibe, isn't it? Again.
I know. I bought Jedi Survivor.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
haven't installed that on
That's
anything
a that's a
yet,
good game, Stu. You bought a good game. That's nice.
I know. And yeah, I've just got too much stuff to try and get finished, and I want to play those before I play anything else.
Yep.
And I bought that fucking Pacific Northwest or whatever the hell it's called, that Pacific Drive game. Pre-ordered it because it looks really cool, and I think I might quite like it.
Okay, yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
So there's a new game coming out, and I think is it Pacific Drive? I can't remember. I
I've
pre-ordered
heard,
it.
yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
Pacific Drive. So it's set in the Pacific Northwest, and it's all foresty and all this cool stuff. But it's also like there's been some sort of thing happen, and there's anomalies, and it's all radioactive, and there's all this crazy shit going down. And you basically start off with this really clapped out car. And it's kind of like a bit of a survival, like horror type. I don't know whether it's like survival horror is the right description, but you basically have to go and scavenge stuff from where all these anomalies are and everything. And then the more stuff you get, the more you can upgrade your car, and the more you upgrade the car, the further you can go.
So it's Mad Max, got it.
So it's constantly this driving further and further and exploring more and more, and it just looks super cool. It just looks super cool. So I've pre-ordered it, and I'm like, I'm going to play this. And I think it's 22nd of Feb it's coming out on, or something like that. So it's not too far out, but it just looks interesting.
It does look interesting. I haven't
interesting.
watched any of it. I've heard the name, but I just thought it was a sort of racing game. But it's not, is it? It's sort of
it's this exploration, weird like Stalker game, I guess, a bit like Stalker, but with a car.
It's like Journey with a car, isn't it?
It just looks really cool, like super cool.
Definitely your vibe.
Definitely my vibe, and I'm like, yeah, I'm liking this. And there was a guy did a preview of it, and he said when I was driving, the car was really slow, and I'm like, why is my car so slow? This doesn't make any sense. And anyway, when he got out to examine his car, it had like a wheel missing. There was no wheel on it.
That'll do
and
it.
he's like, oh yeah, I need to craft a wheel before I go any further, because I've no wheel on my car.
Yeah.
But it's constantly this: how far can you go before you need to turn back and get back to base, and use all the shit you've scavenged on your last trip out. It just looks cool. It just looks cool and interesting.
It's a good idea. So it's basically like an open world scavenger game with a car, and your car can get damaged, and you need to repair it and get it back.
But apparently, all the systems, and this is what drew me in, I guess, because it's crafting at the end of the day. But a lot of the
Crafting,
previewers,
you say?
I know. A lot of the previewers said it's really simple and straightforward how to do it. So that appealed to me. The fact that it sounds like it's fairly, there's nothing complicated, apparently. It's really, once you know the systems, it's quite easy to get your head around. You don't have to, it's not like submenus within submenus within submenus to do stuff. Yeah. So I'm liking the sound of it. It just looks good. So, yeah.
Nice.
Right.
All right. And no other news, no other games to talk about, previews, emails?
No other news. We have got a couple of emails. Well, one email, and then we've got...
Whoa, that ruled.
He's already dead.
Wow. So the one and only, it's only one email, by the way. One and only email this evening is off Jonathan Davies, and he says, question for the show.
Question?
Yeah.
Questione for the show. Hi, all.
Hello.
Hope you're all doing good. I just wanted to say that I've taken Duke's advice and recently bought an external hard drive to make backups of my operating system and disk drives. It'd been something I've been meaning to do for a while, and his story gave me the kick up the arse to do something about it.
Nice.
Yeah, you do.
Happy to say.
Everybody out there.
I know. I have a backup in case the worst happens. On the topic of gaming, I've been replaying Portal 1 and have started Portal 2 for the first time ever.
Dude, why don't you just copy me some more then?
I know.
Damn.
Why do you get a cap with "Don't Ask" on the top of it?
Yeah, I'm not sure
Be
how
all
this.
loud and obnoxious.
I'm not sure how this passed me by for so long. I agree that the puzzles are complex.
I don't know. You're a bad gamer. That's
You're
why.
a bad gamer.
Stupid.
You never
I mean,
played
you know.
Fortune.
Snowball.
I agree that the puzzles are complex but intuitive, and I really like how the puzzles layer different mechanics as the game progresses. The writing and the deadpan humor is spot on and doesn't ever feel like it's trying too hard. No, it is one of the best written games ever. This game has me comparing to another puzzle game I played recently, The Witness. Oh, yeah. In comparison to Portal...
Hold on, did he write "Oh yeah" in the email, or was that
No,
you?
I thought...
Right,
yeah,
just to
He
be
wrote
clear.
this.
Yeah.
I find The Witness to be so obtuse with its solutions and that I'm constantly hitting dead ends, which makes me want to give up. Having less and less time to game also means I came away often having made little progress, which further demotivates me to carry on. I'm almost at the point of using a guide to finish this game, but was wondering what your thoughts were on this game, or any comments you have to make. Looking forward to your responses. Cheers, John. I'm the only person here who's played The Witness, haven't you?
No, but I've got something to say. I mean, if games have a fun per minute cost, right? And I feel like Witness the Fitness, though rewarding, would not qualify that fun per minute.
No, I think The Witness is more like the Super Meat Boy game Duke was talking about earlier. It's not about
The satisfaction
fun.
of finishing it.
It's about the satisfaction of working out a puzzle. I mean, when I did, and there are some really fucking obtuse puzzles in that game, but when you do nail one and you figure it out, you're like, I just figured that shit out. I must be a genius. Do you know what I mean? Because there is nothing in that game which is easy. Nothing is easy. It's all very obtuse and very vague and very like. But it's what's weird about The Witness. It's all based on the same principle. So every puzzle is based on the same principle, but it's variations of that principle, and it's working out all those different variations. It's a cool and interesting game, and I mean, it's got a lot of plaudits. You know, people love this game, but no, it's
stupid people.
Yeah, stupid. Well, you can't play this game if you're
like
stupid.
John.
That is totally true.
Liam, dude, don't pre-order things. Did you learn nothing from Starfield?
Starfield came free on Game Pass. It weren't that big a deal.
I know, but a lot of people bought it ahead of time and then they regretted pre-ordering it.
Yeah. I mean,
I just think pre-ordering at this point is a bad idea. Sorry, I interrupted you, Stu.
I've pre-ordered Pacific Drive, so you know what I mean. I'm guilty of that, so I've pre-ordered that game.
And I seem to recall you saying, "I'm never going to pre-order anything ever again."
I've done. I don't pre-order
in the past.
lots of games, but it just piqued my interest. So it just piques your interest.
Well,
So yeah, I kind of agree with it. It's difficult when you get to it was a bit like the Portal Revolutions thing. When I got to that stupid room where I'm like, I had to fire white goo everywhere to get to some objective that it doesn't even point you in the right direction for. I went to look at a guide, but even then, when I saw what he had to do, I was just like, I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Once the fun's gone, it stops you playing the game, is what I think. Once you sort of get to
right, and that's the thing is, I feel like these games. That's the thing. Like Portal 2, I wouldn't play that game. I think I played it like 5 or 6 times all the way through. I wouldn't do that if the puzzles weren't fun to solve.
Yeah.
After you've already solved them once, I can't imagine ever playing. I mean, I did Super Meat Boy twice, but you know, I can't imagine ever playing. I don't know what's another puzzle game. You know what I mean? Like some puzzle games, like I'm done. Like Patrick's Parabox is. Maybe I will go back and do that. I don't know. Some puzzle games just aren't. The mechanic isn't fun while you're doing it. So.
No, it's just a chore to get to the end.
It is
isn't
a chore, and it's that bragging of like I finished this.
Yeah, it is. That's all it's for. It's like I'm brainy enough to have finished a witness, and you're stupid.
Yep.
It is kind of that thing, isn't it? It's that almost like schoolyard mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're shit, I'm not. Well, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Jonathan. We have got a speak pipe off Derek, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Oh, snap. Hang on 1 second. I just made a mistake on my grade book. Okay, now I'm done with that, and I'm focused on what we're doing here, which is a speak pipe.
Speak pipe. Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
Diesel is all in. A minute 30. Here we go, people. Everybody ready?
Hey, veteran gamers, it's Saint Diesel back again. I was listening to a song earlier today by the British band The Revolutionaires, and before the music started, there was a spoken intro which went along the lines of, I remember when I told my father I was going to enter the world of the gambler, he said to me that luck sometimes enters the world of the fool, but it never sits down with him. And it got me thinking about betting and gambling in general. I know that Stu and Chinny sometimes talk about playing online poker in VR, but I'm guessing no real world money gets used in those games. It's all virtual. But I was thinking about things like using real world money for things like lottery tickets, scratch cards. Maybe you go to a casino. You might play the slot machines, or you might even bet on the dogs or the horses. I know that back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, my family used to put on the British football pools, which, for anyone who doesn't know, it's something I don't think it runs anymore, where you bet every week basically on the results of the British football matches on a Saturday, or soccer to the Americans. So I just wondered, is there anything that the veteran gamers bet on? And I'm not just talking about leaving the house in the morning, but any scratch cards on, lottery, anything like that, any gambling of any sort. I think it's a safe bet that I'll be back next week with another Speak By.
See what you did there. Thank you, Derek. Saint Diesel.
Yeah, there you go. Me personally, I'd never gamble on anything really. I've never really. We did
Never bought a scratch card or anything?
No, we did I've never bought a scratch card. We did do the lottery a little bit when it first started, but we've never done it since. I've never really been a gambler. I mean, it's quite interesting. We went to watch Nile Rodgers in concert, and it was at Haydock Racecourse. So it was at a horse racing course. And before the concert started, there were about 4 or 5 horse races. Yeah. You know, 4 or 5. It was a bit of a like warm up, and you could bet on the horses and all that stuff.
What did they sing?
They sang all the Chic stuff. You know, Nile Rodgers Chic. You know, Lost in Music. That kind of stuff.
Did they sing Crazy Horses?
No,
yeah,
they don't.
Say Horse with No Name. Been through a desert with a horse.
Anyway.
Gangster's Paradise.
I bet on the first 3 races. Right, I had 30 quid limit. That's how much I had to bet. I'm not betting any more than 30 quid on any in total. And I bet on the first 3 races, and I was something like 40 quid up after the first 3 races. I was super lucky. And I came in on out of 2 or 3 of them. I came in, and
you placed,
and I won 40 quid. Right, and I'm like,
you lost it all back in the 4th race.
No, I just stopped at that point, and I said, "Well, that's a drinks covered. That's a drinks covered for tonight," and that was it. And I didn't. And the last 2 or 3 races,
but you didn't have the bug to go back and do it.
No. I just thought my luck will run out after this. I'll lose it all, so I just took the money and ran.
Some people don't know when to quit.
Stu, I don't feel like you get in the spirit of gambling.
Yeah, really.
Because the spirit is
you gotta let it ride.
To gamble again until you lose it all.
No,
and then gamble again because you know you're going to win it back and then lose it all.
It's the universe owes you a win eventually. You just gotta keep
and then remortgage your house and then gamble that.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know?
See, that's the thing is, I know that the house always wins. So gambling has always seemed dumb to me. And obviously in horse racing it's a little different because the house isn't really betting. But you know, I don't know anything about the horses or which one to bet on. So it's like there's
no I had no. Mine was sheer luck. It was sheer luck.
That's why I like the dogs because it's just those dogs just don't give a shit, do they? They're just fucking running anywhere. You know, they're just they see a rabbit and they just want to kill it. And so I like the dogs because with the horse racing there's tactics and people taking it too seriously and run,
Bartholomew. What's the ground like?
What's the ground? Is he on the inside? With the dogs, it's like. I don't know, it's a fucking dog.
It's a dog.
What are you gonna do?
But years and years and years and years ago, I mean, we're talking 30 years ago, if not a bit longer. We went to Dominican Republic on holiday.
Oh, look at you, you bloody posh,
yeah, when we had no kids and no.
Oh, bloody posh, yeah. All right, Stu, stop banging about kids. God, you're not the first person to have a kid.
Kids.
Easy. Put them in your pocket.
And the hotel we stayed in had the biggest casino on the island, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if you went in, they gave you however much money for free, you know, to have a taster, and you had to buy so many chips. But
here's some free crack.
Here's some free crack. And Yeah, we went and I got the free crack. And I'll be honest, I lost a lot. You know, I played blackjack for ages and just sort of won a bit, lost a bit, won a bit, lost a bit. And eventually it all disappeared. Kay played it on the slots or whatever, her half of it. And it was fun. You know, we were like, it's all right. And then that was it. We never went in again. We went back to obviously, we were outside the pool. And we got friendly with this Scottish couple, you know, and this guy. And the following
like
day,
how friendly are we talking? Like,
oh yeah, keys in an ashtray, and
all right.
And the following day,
why did you put them in a ashtray? I don't
well, you have to
because they were
mix them up.
fucking.
You have to mix them up.
Okay.
You mix the keys up in. I've never been to a swinger party, and
I know very little about. You seem to know a lot. Go on.
I do. So
That,
anyway,
that was what that party was about. 'Cause
was.
I just got home on the bus.
No, he just went home in a different car.
Yeah.
So anyway,
okay, so you're in this casino, right? You got to
we
know the
went.
Scottish
Scottish guy
Right.
went back
Yeah.
again on his own the following day. Went back again, disappeared, and then came back, and then he went back again, right? And he just kept going. And it turned out, and we didn't know anything about this when we were chatting to his wife later. He hadn't told her what he was up to. Was going off, leaving her asleep at
That
the pool.
is a
you know, reading a
secure
book.
marriage.
It is.
Could have been a lot worse. He was just
Leaving
gambling,
it,
but
and
still.
it turned out that he lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right.
what
And
it's
what
about.
he was doing.
See, that's you. That's a real gambler.
What he was doing was selling
doing-
his body to try to make the money.
No,
back.
what he was doing, he was going, yeah, it was literally going back to try and make the money back that he'd lost, and obviously
Yes.
just losing more money.
Right.
And it ended up with this
Fucking
massive
stop when
argument
you're
at the
not
pool
too
one
far
day.
behind.
And they
Yeah.
were both like going at it, and she's like, "You can't believe you lost all our fucking money," and he's like, "Well, I tried to win it back," and she's like, "Yeah, well, you fucking didn't," and it was all.
And you
Throwing
dig
good
sm-
money after bad.
And your dick's small as well. All right, there's no need
Yeah.
no need for that.
How do we need to get into that?
So yeah,
Jeez.
gambling, in my opinion, is a fool's game.
And gambling for
It
me is fantastic.
You love gambling. I mean, I think.
No,
cheating
I
is
don't.
gambling.
No, I don't. I actually don't. I play poker sometimes, not very often now that the baby's born, but I used to play in a poker league. It's £10 to enter. I don't mind poker tournaments because you pay an entry fee, and I enjoy the process of playing poker. It's like fun to play, so I see it as you just sort of paying to play, and if you win some money at the end, that's fine. But I enjoy playing poker; it's fun.
And there's a little bit of
casinos,
skill involved in poker, whereas
Yeah.
some games
But,
there's no
but-
skill in blackjack.
But like the being on a proper poker table, meeting people, playing the hands, that's fun. All right. I consider that tenner, or I've played tournaments where it's a bit more like 30 quid. I consider that part of the experience. Like that's kind of like
You
fine.
pay money to go bowling. You
Yeah,
pay money to see a movie or
you pay money to play snooker or whatever. It's just part of the price. And obviously, if you pay more money, like there was a tournament in Coventry that I thought about going to, and it was like 80 or 90 pounds in, but it was like a really high prize. So like the stakes are a bit higher, but I feel like poker's sort of outside
That's
that
when you have
realm.
to start cheating. You have to start investing.
but
you have,
obviously
little
it's
cameras behind people.
I understand it's still gambling, and but the funny thing is when you hang around with people that play poker, which I've had a bit of an experience with now, it is a slippery slope, because a lot of them say, "Do you want to go to the casino after?" And I'm like, "No, I do not." Right? And also I went to Vegas last year with Bongo and my brother and Marsh and Greg, and you go to Amsterdam, you smoke the weed, right? You go to Vegas, you gamble. We didn't gamble more than we couldn't afford. We lost money. We definitely lost money.
You set a certain amount,
But
and that's it.
But also, it was part of the experience, and so I actually don't agree with gambling, and I've never been addicted to it, but I've certainly been attracted to it. And I've really quickly turned on it. So I don't gamble, but I do enjoy poker for the right reasons. Yeah.
I used to be into scratch cards when I was a kid. My mom would sometimes buy them, and I'd be like, "Let me have one," and she'd buy one for me, and whatever. Like, it's cute. I never really got into it.
No.
My only real experience with gambling was in Vegas. I went to visit. I probably told this story before. Sorry for repeating myself, but
It's okay. I probably
had
forgot
a cousin
anyway.
who was living there. Yeah. And so my cousin was living there, and his parents were a little older, and basically what they did in the evening was just go to the casinos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they had a certain amount they'd
you
spend
have
each
told
night
this
and stuff.
before. Yeah.
And I was totally broke. So on the way in, I was expecting to just sort of wander around and maybe watch them gamble or whatever. on the way in, the first one, my cousin is like, high five for luck. And he was like not slick at all. He had like $10 in his hand that he had tucked away. And so he was like handing me $10. And that was very nice of him. The fuck is $10 going to get you in a Vegas casino? You know what I mean?
It won't
Like,
even buy
I
you
went to
in.
Right. I went to a video poker, machine that took nickels. And just for an hour, I was just throwing nickels into that. And it was like a little more skill than a slot machine, but not
Hey,
much.
trust me, you got
And it wasn't
$10
really
in
that fun.
Vegas. They'll figure out a way to get it out of you. Don't
Well,
worry.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like I thought like I play poker on Governor of Poker video games, not for real money and
Yeah.
stuff. I thought it would be interesting to go to a casino around here maybe at some point and
But
just see
also
how I
like
do, see how fun it is.
when I say I play poker in a league, they're all in pubs. All these,
Yeah.
and they're
Right.
it's cool. It's like a cool, nice environment. You're not in a casino.
Yeah, yeah.
I meet
Right.
loads of people. You have lovely chats with people. Like there's this
I should
couple.
see if there's a poker league here.
There's
I've
like
never looked into
a
that.
married couple, and I got on really well with them. And then I see the guy, and he's always asking about the baby and stuff. So lovely people. So it is more of a social as well. It's cool. It's cool. Last thing I'll say is my rule about scratch cards. You want to hear my rule about scratch cards?
Never buy them.
I would
No,
love to hear
because
you.
I don't play the lottery. Stu, I'm like you. Don't play the lottery. I call it an idiot tax. Like I just that's all it is.
Yeah.
But scratch cards, never buy them. My mother-in-law always buys us all scratch cards for Christmas as a bit of a sort of fun little thing.
Yeah.
But my rule is if I'm in a shop and somebody in front of me buys a scratch card, I buy a scratch card.
That's weird.
Interesting.
And I don't know why it's never paid out. Like and I'm not superstitious. I don't really care about like walking under ladders or anything. Well, it's probably a health and safety factor to be fair. But if somebody in front of me buys a scratch, they go, "Oh, can I have a scratch card?" Then I buy one. That's the only time.
But I'll be honest, right, as well. I know it's just part of the same story, though. When we went to the casino in the Dominican Republic,
No, you do all right.
this tells you that money can get you anything you like.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because there was a guy in the casino who had like a stringy vest on and shorts and flip-flops, right? It had this very strict dress code. Had to be like, shirt, trousers, weren't allowed in casual clothes. He's there in a vest and shorts. But he was also on a roulette table that he was paying just so he was on it alone, so no other people could play on it. And we worked out you could either use Dominican dollars or real dollars, right? Real American dollars.
Yeah.
And we worked out on every spin, he was putting about £30,000 on the table for every single
God
spin.
damn, must be nice.
And what he was doing, this was the amazing thing. He was doing all the odd numbers, then he would do all of the even numbers.
Wow.
And he was just putting a stack of chips on every single odd number, a stack of chips on every single even number. He was putting on the multipliers. When he actually came up, when he won, the stack of chips he pushed towards him was just ridiculous, right? But then he would just like spend it all again, and then he'd get a massive wad of notes out when he ran out of chips and just buy a load more. It was unbelievable. And he was like,
Go on.
Go
ahead. No,
there was one of the croupiers he didn't like, said they were bringing him bad luck, swearing his head off, said that they wanted him fucking remove him from the table, and then they did. And they just did, and brought a new one out.
Because he's bringing them bad luck. That's a good reason to get
And
him
how
off the
is
table. Come on.
and how is Phil Spencer then? Is he all right?
I know it was and then someone next to us like, oh, it'll be either oil or cattle. It was obviously Texan, it'll be oil or cattle.
Microsoft. That's what
The thing in us that chases thrills in video games scratches that itch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whereas other people go looking for it in
course.
gambling. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
you
I
just-
think everybody has something.
Yeah, you get
like
it.
The Duchess has her goats. She has chickens. Like she did a lot of prairie work recently. There's something about that kind of like outdoor work, taking care of animals. That's her scratching that itch of like.
If
you know,
whatever
it's hobby
scratches your itch, you better hope that it's cheap. Put it that way.
Right. Well, I mean, gaming
Unless
isn't
you're that
cheap
dude who
necessarily.
has so much money,
No, but
it
it's
didn't matter.
like,
But relatively speaking,
whatever scratches your itch, it's going to cost money, right? But for
Hey,
me,
say
like-
what you want about the money I spend on video games. I didn't have to buy a house.
Well, what was
yeah. My wife bought a whole fucking farm. Whereas like me,
dude.
I play snooker, which is a relatively cheap
Yeah, exactly.
pastime,
Yeah,
and
right.
gaming is
what was
quite cheap.
amazing about
Tara
this
wanted to have a
kid-
baby. That's her fault.
I remember saying to Kate at the time, though, what enjoyment is he getting from that? Because it's not like he's been lucky and picked the right number, because he's just picking fucking hundreds of numbers.
I don't know.
Do you understand what I mean?
But when you win, it's a thrill,
Yeah,
whether it's a net gain or not.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's
and
like,
then at
you
one
win.
point,
So it's like,
obviously, because there were loads of people just watching, there was tons and tons of people crowded around the table watching.
That's probably what he also gets out of it as well.
Oh yeah,
Right,
but what
yeah,
was
yeah,
quite
totally.
mate, at one point he picked a load of chips up and just threw them over his head, so they all scattered on the floor in between all,
Wow.
and everybody
Another power trip. Yeah.
everybody's scrabbling around picking up these $100 chips off the floor. You know what I mean? It was just. It
And
was
how many
Yeah,
did you
must be
pick up?
nice, man.
How many did you pick up, Stu?
I wasn't close enough. We
How
were
many old
way
women
off
did you
the
kick to get to it?
I know, yeah, but
Gotta
obviously
move faster,
he just had so much. And I said, how much money must you have? Where 30
See,
grand.
that's the
a
thing,
spin
right? Like
doesn't matter.
it's like us taking some pennies and just flinging them. You know,
Yeah.
Like, it's all relative.
30
All
grand.
right, I think
a
we've talked a
spin.
lot about gambling, so thank you for that,
Anyway.
Saint Diesel. Appreciate the question. Shout outs.
Yeah, let's do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I'll shout out the
go.
new Patreon joiners. It's I suppose Neve. He's TidUSD, but I'll call him Neve. On who's just been in the chat, and Seth McNitt and Matt Bond. Thank you so much for
We
joining
love you.
our Patreon.
Thank you.
For the bonuses that you get is fuck all. Well, you get a T-shirt in 3 months' time, but for the meantime, fuck all. So,
Yeah.
but we are bringing back. You two don't know about this. We are bringing back the Patreon podcast extra thing.
Really?
So it's
I'm
going
not
to be.
recording any extra shit for idiots who give us money.
So
What are you talking
Duke
about?
has signed up for 17 more hours a week.
Bullshit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
17 hours.
I'm editing together so all our spoiler shows basically. So,
Oh, okay,
so every time we talk about like Alan Wake, like so, all that's going to
Or
be
the Wire.
The Wire. So I'm going to cut together all those, and so if you want to listen to those and you haven't played it yet, and you can go back and find it easily on our Patreon feed. It's not much of an extra, but what the fuck are you going to do? Hey, so there you are.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, that's it. So thank you
There you
very
go.
much for joining.
Well, talking of
Go ahead,
listeners,
Stu.
I'm going to shout out that we've got 212 people listen on Spotify now. We've got 212 followers on
We
there.
need more people on the Spotify, okay?
Yeah,
we
we've
need
had
more
1,000
ratings. We need 5 out of 5 star ratings. Get on there. Fuck's
We've got
sake.
1,000 all-time listeners, and we've had 12,000 streams on Spotify now. so
Yeah,
that's
just
pretty,
fucking get on
pretty
there
impressive.
and
I mean, it
stream
keeps
on
going
there.
up. It's
Come
going up
on,
all the
come
time.
on. We need to beat all these bloody like shits and gigs and all these other ones.
Yeah, shits and
I mean,
giggles. But
they
yeah,
are
it's
not
kind
shits
of
and
impressive.
giggles, shits and gigs. That's an actual
Shits and
podcast, Stu.
Gigs.
It's a very famous
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
Jesus
But
Christ.
we're constantly getting new followers every month. So every month it goes
Keep
up.
going on. Get on
yeah.
there. Rate it. 5 stars, 5 stars. Get them on there. For everybody that helps somebody else get on, you get free cash. You don't actually get free cash, but you'll get it. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed cash.
That's actually not guaranteed, but guaranteed.
And also, what
guaranteed.
people need to help us with, we're not far off on Podbean. We're not far off 1 million downloads.
Get on Podbean. Download it.
So
on
get
Podbean.
on Podbean. I mean,
get it, people. We
we're
need to
a
make
few
this
off. We're a
happen.
few
Why?
off.
I don't know.
But we're nearly up to 850,000 downloads on Podbean. So, yeah, people, get on. Get us up to 1 million. That
Come
would be
on,
cool.
let's make it happen.
Yeah, 1 million downloads. So yeah, just a massive shout out to all of the listeners who listen every month and download the show or listen to it via streaming or however you listen to it. Even by YouTube,
Yeah.
there's quite a few people listen to the show on YouTube after the fact, don't they? So
Well,
yeah. So thank you to everybody who listens. There you go. That's my shout.
thanks.
Thanks. We love you.
Duke, yeah.
My shout outs. Antonio, thank you for the birthday wishes. And Jacinta for sending love over email for the PC breakdown and just other things. She knows what she did.
She knows.
And Marcanix and Defoe and Sumu. And there was somebody else playing on the server there, but I can't remember who the other person was. So anyway, everybody playing Enshrouded with me. A lot of fun. Let's keep playing. Let's do it. Let's explore this whole land and clear the shrouds.
Let's do it.
Yeah, is that it? We're done?
That's it. We're done.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Instead, sitting at home, watch TV, turning up, so good to me.
go.
Brilliant.
Sorry,
Yo.
Mom. I'll call you back later.
Sorry, Duke's mom.
Sorry, Duke's mom.
Yeah.
Have you got work
I'm in the middle
tomorrow,
of
Stu?
Italian papers and stuff.
I am. I'm working tomorrow.
Guess who doesn't have work tomorrow?
You apparently.
Fucking
snap.
me,
Must be
mate.
nice.
Can I just let you know,
Yeah,
right?
You can play some video games and talk about them next week.
Nope, I got my
We
whole
should-
day.
We should play my game, bitch.
Oh yes, we need to pick a game. Oh, I got one. I thought of one, but then I
Did you? Go
forgot
ahead.
it. I forgot
What
it.
did you get? What did you get?
Is it on Game
I'm
Pass?
panicking. Hold on,
What
give me a
did you
second.
get?
What was you
What
gonna
did you
say,
get?
Stu?
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Stu?
I was going to say every week I signed up to this thing age ago called Chartable, which
Okay.
tracks your podcast and tells you what you are in the iTunes
How
chart, in
shit
different
we are.
countries and stuff. And just weirdly, right? For some reason, we were number one for quite a while in Malaysia.
Yeah, we
on
love
the
it.
iTunes
We
chart.
are massive in Malaysia. Yeah.
We are massive in Malaysia. We're still number 27 in the iTunes charts there in Malaysia, which
Okay.
is just fucking weird.
Yeah.
And we're number 11 in Kenya. So we're number
Duh.
11
Really?
in the iTunes charts
That's got to
in
be
Kenya.
a bot thing. Ain't
No,
nobody
no,
give
it's
a
seriously
shit
true.
about us.
It's
It could
seriously
be a
true.
bot though, Stu. Could be bots.
I don't know.
Or it
but
could
we're
be
number,
that there's no other video game podcasts that I don't know.
we're number
I'm very
27.
skeptical.
27 in Malaysia and number
Okay,
11
fine. Let me
in
put it this
Kenya.
way. Hey, Kenya listeners, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you listen to us? Of all the podcasts you could be listening to,
Yeah.
why us?
Number 11. Number
I
one
mean, that's
in
what I say to
Kenya.
everybody, to be honest.
Number one in Kenya is Kind of Funny Games Daily.
But
That is
yeah.
number one.
Okay.
P.S.
Kenny,
I
were you
love
thinking
you.
of Turnip Boy Robs a Bank or Go
Uh,
Mecha Ball? These are recently added to Game
So
Pass.
apparently, yeah, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is quite good. So we got that. We got
We can do
those
that.
those who remain,
23.
which is very
Yeah.
sort of like a Stew
It's-
vibe game.
It is. I've not heard great things about
Or
it. though.
the Go Mecha Ball, which is kind of like a ball thing. I heard Turnip Boy Robs a Bank.
Shall we do Turnip
yeah,
Boy?
Yeah,
Shall we
so
do
Let's
that?
do Turnip Boy.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Turnip Boy robs a bank.
Got
That's
it.
what we'll play.
Yeah.
You heard it here, people. Play it. Join us.
I like the
Part
sound
the
of it.
fun.
It sounds cool to begin
Sounds
with.
funny, doesn't it?
It does sound funny.
Yep.
So there you go. And I
All
think
right,
Chinny,
that's it, people.
I think Chinny, you should try and play Pal World this week.
I
see
should
what
try
you
and
can
play
do.
fucking anything, mate.
I would
Yeah,
be
you should.
interested
Any
to
game
see
will be good.
your thoughts about it.
Any game will be good.
Anything.
Okay, have a good week, folks.
Yeah, radio guys. I will speak
Peace
to you
out.
next week.
Yep.
Yep. See you soon.
Bye.
Radio Mike, I've got to go to bed, so I will speak to you next week.